yeah. It's Monday. Not to worry, though. Not to worry. We're going to make it. We'll kick it off right. Mornings with Matt and Bob, powered by Chuy. Oh, what an exciting week it's going to be. I'm actually looking forward to it. And that's so not like me. But let's do today's starting lineup so you know the players taking the field on your behalf to make your day, your week a little brighter, a little easier. We're all in this together. I think that's a song. The man straight ahead. So good to see him. The hardest working man in show business. A heavyweight champ in every aspect of his life. And ladies and gentlemen, it's like a Sears catalog of aspects. So many. Every time I turn the page, he's doing something new. He's out there on the cutting edge. In fashion, in food, and fun. Hey.
Yeah.
I think I just invented a brand for you. The 3 Fs.
Ooh.
Fashion, food, and fun. Ladies and gentlemen, he's our producer. He takes your phone calls on the fly, keeps the level straight, posts the podcast, cracks the whip with our staff of interns. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the incomparable Mr. Chuy Eldorado.
Thank you. I love it every single time he does it. Ladies and gentlemen, the man walking in right now, as if he was stone cold and the glass just crashed to the ground. Yup, in his white tee. He's been on stage, screen, film, any which way you put it. I think he's done some opera houses too. He's been on a 90s sitcom, and he's in your ear holes every single morning.
Oh, man.
He used to tour the world, but now he's become a professional Austinite. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Bearden!
Thank you very much. Thank you. I like the way Chuy. I like the way you put a little M at the beginning of Bearden. Most people don't do that.
Yeah.
Do that?
You forgot to say marvelous, too.
Matt,
I don't know if it's intentional.
I like
That's
it.
just how
it's the marvelous.
I'm not kidding. I've really taken to it. Just returning home from his, he makes travels all around the world. That's what he does. He'd never say you can't keep a good man down, and you certainly can't keep him stuck in bee cave all of his life. He's got to get up and ramble and roll. That's what he does. He's a ramble and roller. He's also a rock and roller. Lately. That's why he created the Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News. And wouldn't you know it, his name was attached for a very important reason. Not just because of all the things he's done in the city, and not just because he helped build the Irwin Center and GSD&M and Fox 7, the Fox, which doesn't even exist anymore. And not just because he's a member of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, and not just because he's a member of your heart and your mind, and not just because your wife wants him, but also because...
I'm available.
He is Bob Fonseca.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Matt Bearden, the marvelous Matt Bearden, the incomparable Chuy Eldorado. Oh, my goodness. What a week.
Did you get divorced over the weekend?
No, we had a great time. We went together.
Good.
We went together to Chicago or the outlying areas anyway.
Where'd you go? Like Schaumburg or something?
Schaumburg.
Is that really it?
Yeah. Which is a little, I guess, a suburb.
But all those, there's all these suburbs you get to know because it's all the places where they have the conventions.
It's all the places, too, where they, if you watch TV, where they have all the carpet stores or whatever,
Right,
know.
Yeah.
It was fun. We just got back yesterday afternoon, so that was nice. It was nice. We'll talk about it later. It was definitely very cool. Today, this is the week. We got Moon Tower, right?
Yeah.
What else we got going on this week? I feel
it's almost all Moon Tower all week long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I have sleeping in my house right now?
A comedian?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which one?
I don't want to brag. I feel very fortunate because I am the only Austin house that has a Daniel Van Kirk sleeping
DVK
in it right now.
is in your house?
He got in late last night just so he could do air this morning. And he'll be in here in a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He looks jacked. He kept saying, no, I'm not any bigger. He looks jacked.
Yeah.
Damn.
He looks like, I think what it is I think whatever he's been doing to work out, he's built up. What are these things called? The traps?
Deltoids or trapezoids? Traps?
I think that's what it is. I think he's built
Trapezius.
his traps up. And so when you look at him now, I'm just like, oh, you used to just look like a comic.
Here's
But
my
now
theory.
you look a little bit like a dude who's here to kick some ass.
This is obvious to me. What's one of his favorite impressions?
Marky Mark.
And what does Marky Mark do like every
out.
day?
Should have woke Matt up. Yeah, at 4 in the morning.
I got a feeling. You know how sometimes you start being the person that you.
Hey, Sifter, save that one for when he gets in here. He has his first big special is coming out on Wednesday, and
Very timely.
yeah, and so he's in town to talk about that. And he was just in Houston, and when we started chatting about having him do a phoner, then he was like, well, I'm going to be in Houston. And then I was like, dude, because he was like, well, I'll get up at 3 in the morning and drive over to come do radio with you guys. And I was like, dude, that just seems so brutal. And I was like, hey, if you're not working, if you're not gigging on Sunday night, why don't you just ride over when you're done? He was over there. He had a couple of podcasts to record as well. He's doing so much promo for this thing.
Yeah.
So much promo. So there you go.
That's cool. That's
very
cool, man.
It's real cool.
And then we got our big show on Saturday.
It's giving me anxiety.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't
we just
want
need to
that.
work out the beats is all.
We don't want that. Just cancel it.
No, not at all. I was talking with Daniel about that last night. He was saying, yeah, a lot of people I know, they're like, well, it's just a podcast. So they just get up and talk in front of the audience. And it's like, yeah, I like, if people are going to come out and see something, I think we as a group like to know that we're bringing them a show.
We like to have a little bit of a circus, maybe a little game show aspect, or
I like them to have a
surprise or
show. I like
whatever.
them to have elements to watch and stuff. I feel like sometimes, I feel like it's lazy just to get up and talk and do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we are lazy. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, please do
Don't
not
get us wrong. We
don't
are
take that
lazy,
from us.
but every once in a
Don't
while,
take that
we
from
do
us.
actually make a plan that comes together. So I'm looking forward to it. That's also record store day for me, so I'll be up at the crack of you know what, and then I might be exhausted from waiting in line for 4 hours. I'll be fine. I got this. And then, of course, the after party. And then there's a bowl. I think the media room super fans are having a bowling party that night.
Yeah, and
I think they moved it to May.
And you know what happens after the after party?
What?
The hotel lobby.
Oh yeah.
Give me some of that.
Tell me about it.
Just give me some of that. Running your
about
hairs
it.
through my fro. No remix to Ignition. Fresh and hot out the kitchen.
Don't know it.
Bob.
Not his brand.
Don't know it. Not my brand.
You say it's not your brand, but isn't making love to women? Isn't that your brand?
Nah, that cool music isn't cool.
Are you going to come out on Saturday?
What is it?
To record store day. Hang out with me and Vinyl Joe and a couple other.
That sounds super fun.
Well, we'll get out there about 5 o'clock in the morning. Have some tacos.
I don't know if I can handle
Camp. I
it.
bring a chair.
I'm kind of low key now. That sounds like too much fun.
You gonna come out? You gonna come out to our live show at Moon Tower?
That one sounds like it won't be fun, so I'll come by.
Okay, sweet. If you'd like to come out to our live show at Moon Tower, you can do so. You can grab tickets at Moon Tower Comedy.
They're only $20 or something like
It's
that.
$20.
It's like
Our show is at 420 on 420. It's Saturday afternoon.
Then you maybe stick around downtown, grab a dinner down at.
Yeah, you'll be out of there by 5:30,
Yeah.
and then you can go explore the city. I would recommend going to see more Moon Tower, but if that's not your
Well,
thing,
yeah, you can go get a bite, see some more Moon Tower, maybe see something at the Paramount, or just pop into a club and catch somebody you've never even seen before. That's the fun, the discovery part, is when you walk into a place and see somebody you've never seen before.
Tickets to our show are $20, but I think you can get a badge for all the club shows for as little as $99. So, boom, that's easy to do. Who we got?
Rick.
Tell us about it, Rick.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm a shuttle bus driver for the Tesla employees. And,
why don't you just brag?
That's awesome.
No. This is important. Tesla just announced massive layoffs this morning to 10% of its global workforce, and it has taken force immediately as of this morning, about 10 minutes or 20 minutes or so before 2 a.m. They started sending out the emails letting everybody know that they were being laid off.
How are you doing?
And that's,
you keeping yours? Have you gotten anything yet?
I have I'm just a shuttle bus driver for a contractor company, and as far as I know, I still have my job, at least for the time being, but we'll see what happens.
You'll probably hang on. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think everybody, if you were watching stock prices and sales or whatever, you saw this one coming. But that's kind of a natural thing with the auto industry. I mean, I think it's why they started all the unions back in the day, is that there's so much up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah,
the resume
it's just rather unfortunate, especially since they just started. I just saw something the other day about how Tesla's like one of the biggest employers in the state, and then here they are having to do these massive layoffs because they've had pretty low numbers.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. The other thing is that you'll see them. They'll hire them back when something else goes on.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is for this, Rick, is that they sent an email to Bob to get his Cybertruck, and he passed on it. And
I haven't passed. I mean, it's still active.
Well, it's too late now.
And that's probably what's happened. They were counting on Bob to get that Cybertruck, and when he said, "Nah, look what happened."
Yeah.
Now 10% of the workforce has to go sit at the house because of Bob.
Yeah, he might have done himself a favor though, because it's the first run of the Cybertrucks. And
hey, Rick,
minute,
you want to keep that job
minute.
on the shuttle bus? You want to keep that job on the shuttle bus? You put a cork in it now, sir.
Yes, sir.
The people that I know that have it are digging it.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Look at you, jumping into the defense.
Hell yeah, I'm jumping into the defense. I mean,
I saw a burnt orange.
I don't have that vehicle, but I have other vehicles of theirs. I don't know about the layoff. There's all kinds of wacky news headlines.
Dang.
Put on your seatbelt. And if probably there's ever a week that you need comedy, it's probably this week. You know what I mean?
This weekend, I had tickets to what was it? Hand-Built Motorcycle Show, Wild West Brewfest, Ted Nuge.
Damn.
Ted the Nuge Nugent.
Let me guess.
And 3 other events.
You did none of it.
Not that I did none of it. Why was I unable to do any of it? You'll find that out in a little bit. And it's a pretty good one.
I think you slept wrong.
Yeah.
No, it was not a sleep wrong kind of thing. It was I'm a different person.
You got up too fast.
I'm just say this. I'm not the same person that you saw in here on Friday.
Well,
You fell down.
Today's Click, Click, Boom. Let's go through it. Let's go through some busts. The big busts. I know that NFL, it's not exactly NFL season right now, but I just found this. And it made me start thinking. These are the 7 biggest NFL busts of all time.
Wow. Okay.
dang.
No?
What bust-wise, what do you mean?
Like they were drafted really high and they didn't add up.
All right.
Isn't that what NFL bust
Somebody's
means?
picture popped into everybody's mind right then as you said that. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's gonna pop up. Probably number 1, but
who's that? Oh, I think you're talking about locally. I don't know.
Well, semi-locally.
I don't know that he'll even make it.
What?
Yeah,
There's bigger busts than that.
Oh my God! Yeah.
No, not locally. Like, well, Texas.
You're talking about Vince Young.
No. I'm thinking of Johnny Manziel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he could make it.
Yeah.
He could. I don't know. I think that isn't it always Ryan Leaf at the top of every one of these?
In fact, yeah, because I don't even remember him.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know a lot of you may out there, maybe some of you driving were going, I don't care about the NFL. It's fun. These are fun stories, generally speaking. So,
10 life lessons in a way, some of them.
Some of them are, sometimes they're really big life lessons. Sometimes people just get screwed by the system they get thrown into in the NFL.
Yeah,
and
or
then
they
sometimes
align
people
themselves
realize,
with the wrong people.
We had a great conversation with Ricky Williams, who was in here. He went on a cruise with us once. we had a great... Some people wanted to liken him to a bust. He was like, I wasn't a bust. I realized that my whole life I'd been playing football for other people. Mm-hmm. I had been playing football for other people. Mm-hmm. And I realized suddenly I just, part of it was just growing up. You're no longer a kid.
Well, he took control of his own life.
Yeah, and he just said, for some people out there, the biggest thing in the world is football and the ability to have made it to the NFL. And that they never made it to the NFL, so they're watching and they're like, man, I wish I had it. It's like, but it wasn't my biggest dream. My biggest dream, I guess, was kind of maybe taking care of my family or something. Something I was good at, so everyone told me that's what I was going to do. And once
you're
I got there,
paraphrasing here, yeah.
Yeah, he said, once I got there, I realized it wasn't who I was as a whole being. Mm-hmm. I thought it was kind of cool that he just said, nah, I'm gone.
Yep.
The weed always reveals you to yourself.
At number 7, it's Lawrence Phillips, running back for the St. Louis Rams.
Don't even know.
Didn't remember him at all until I started reading who he was, and now I do remember him. He was an insane running back for the Cornhuskers. Do you remember when Eddie Gosling was in here all the time talking about the Cornhuskers and how much he loved the Cornhuskers? This was the guy he was rooting for. He was the 6th pick of the 1996 NFL draft. He helped power Nebraska Cornhuskers to a national championship during the 94 season. He ran for over 1,800 yards and 26 touchdowns in that championship. In 1995, he dominated the Fiesta Bowl as he went for 160 yards, so he gets drafted. Unfortunately, he had a lot of off-field issues, even back in the day. Mm-hmm. The Rams decided, let's ignore it. The biggest thing and why they consider it one of the biggest busts is they had Jerome Bettis on their roster, and they decided to get rid of Jerome Bettis, that's a name you'll recognize, to make room for him. And he was bounced around the league for a while after he was with the Rams for less than 2 seasons. Then he sadly was sentenced to over 25 years in prison after he was bumped out of the league.
What? They sent NFL people to prison?
Well, he was out of the league at that point.
Oh.
And then it gets very, very sad. He took his own life in 2016.
Oh.
Wow. Bring us down.
Remember, that's number 7. They get worse from there.
Oh, God.
No? You want me to find something else?
No. I just
Was this too heavy for a Monday?
It was a bust.
All right, let's go to this.
All right, let's go to that.
You're officially a boomer if you've done any of these 40 things. Are you ready, everybody?
Wait a minute. What did you just switch?
Yep. No click, click, boom. I just switched. I could see where this was headed.
Chuy.
I like pivots like this.
Yeah.
Look what you did.
I saw Chuy clamp up right away. Chuy doesn't want to talk about NFL because he doesn't watch NFL. I don't really either. And I could see that he wasn't feeling it.
No, I just don't want to learn about failures because I see too much of myself in them.
Pretty much the same story.
Same story.
Pretty much.
We're bouncing out.
I washed out in radio.
It's called the world's greatest pivot. And that's what we're here. We're nimble. We work on our feet. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we got ratings news on Friday after the show.
That's not even real.
Unreal how good you people are to us.
That's not even That's not even real.
Real.
I think there's always room for improvement.
Unreal. How good you all to us. Thank you. Have you ever had...
Yeah. Unreal.
Have you ever drank a Coca-Cola? Is that real English? Have you ever drank?
Yeah, you ever drank a Coca-Cola?
Have you ever done drunk?
You ever drinking a Coca-Cola?
You ever drinked?
You ever drunk a Coca-Cola? Which one is it?
I don't know. When I'm looking at it right now with
I think drank is a word.
When I look at it right now with my stroke brain, it doesn't even look like
Money
English.
in the
Have
bank.
you ever drank a Coca-Cola?
Shorty, what you drank.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a drink.
Have you ever had Coca-Cola out of a glass bottle?
Sure.
Well, now, that one doesn't seem like... You can still get a glass bottle. That doesn't make you a boomer, does it?
It's called the Contour bottle. I don't know. I worked on the Coca-Cola business for a while in advertising.
I misread this. It
all
says
kinds
you're
of rules.
officially a boomer if you've done half of these 40 things.
Okay.
Oh.
So, have you ever sung the "I'd like to buy the world a Coke" jingle?
Not really. Not my favorite song.
I've sung it for sure.
I don't know it.
I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. But it was another song that they took and then they just changed the words to.
I think it's the Up With People song.
It was super Up With People is exactly what it was. Have you ever bought or gone into a bathroom that had colored toilet paper?
No.
Whoa.
And that sounds terrible.
What color?
I've never heard of colored toilet paper.
How can I tell when we're done?
That seems like the worst thing you could do.
I've never seen it or
Is
heard of
rub
it.
dye on the most sensitive area of your body.
How do I know when I'm bleeding?
I was reading about this last week in the afternoon show that people were selling it to you remember they get super, super matchy bathrooms?
Yeah.
So they made it. But here's something I didn't know about it. I'm going to show it to you right now. This is very weird to me. They made colored toilet paper and they put the face of a different race of a person on each one of the things. Is that odd to you?
Yeah.
Those two are just red-haired people.
Why do I want to think of little
They didn't get super diverse.
Girls.
Is that a
when...
Hispanic woman?
Wait, did
Or
they try to invent
baby?
the word stroft?
Stroft. Yeah, it's strong and soft. It feels stroft.
There's too much going on. I don't know who the marketing people were for Northern toilet paper, but they clearly were looking for some kind of foothold.
Give me the Charmin.
There's a lot going on. What do I want to associate paintings of little, 10-year-old girls?
Yeah, I don't want to carry that in the grocery
toilet
store.
paper? The whole thing is
As a man.
creepy. The whole thing's just creepy. Forget the colors.
You're saying it was the marketing altogether
The
that
color's
ruined
not
it.
even the big story here.
Well, apparently it's because people love those matchy,
Well-
where there was the rug that went on the toilet
Yeah.
on the toilet seat, the rug that went around the toilet.
Now bathrooms are all white and neutral gray, white tile, gray tile, marble.
You
got
guys
away
had never
from the
even heard
colors.
of that. So
You all right? You want to take a nap?
I had a long weekend. Have you ever watched a movie at a drive-in theater?
Yeah.
Chuy, you ever do that?
I can't remember. I think so.
Southside Drive-In.
I have once. Somewhere way out of town. I don't remember where.
Oh, the porn ones?
Yeah.
All right, here's
Oh,
Rebel?
Seven-
The Rebel? Remember the Rebel Drive-In off of St. Elmo?
Uh-huh.
No, you don't.
No, I
That was
don't.
way before your
No.
time, but not mine.
I'm like 30 something.
All right, here's the next one I'm going to ask you guys about. And
You know
I'm
there
gonna
was
be
a
honest with
drive-in
you.
on Burnett Road?
I feel like I've heard there was.
Did you know?
Wasn't it in Dazed and Confused? No?
It was in something, but it's over there. It's that big storage park. Was the Chief Drive-In, I think it was called.
Driving. Uh-oh.
Right, we're losing Matt again.
Here's the next one I'm going to give you.
All right.
And I actually missed this. I think it was a big mistake for them to move away from it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Have you ever made Nestle's Quick when it came in a tin can?
I wasn't a big chocolate milk guy. So,
I
know
think
what
my,
it is. It had a round top.
I remember being little, and my grandmother, I think, still had some.
And you put the spoon underneath the lid and you pop it open?
Yeah.
It was, it almost looked like an old kind of gas can.
Yeah,
I'm
she must
sure it
have
was
had
right out of World War II. I'm sure the GIs in World War II probably
They
had
had
the
to
same
have
can.
had it like 10 years before I was born. But yeah, I remember. I think I remember one.
That is a... You know what they talk
Will
about...
you get Matt a pillow, please? That is the fourth yawn in as many minutes.
You know when they talk about core memories?
Yes.
That is a core memory for me. Is like in the morning, parents aren't awake yet,
Yeah.
probably hungover in the bed, and me getting down into the kitchen
Yeah.
and using the spoon to pop that lid off, and I can remember the smell that comes out of
that smell.
There was Nestle's
It's the
chocolate
gateway
quick,
to coffee is what it is, I think.
Nestle's chocolate quick, and Nestle's strawberry.
I was more of an Ovaltine guy, you know. Not
And
really.
but there was a little bit of that powdery smell that would come out. You'd
Yeah.
inhale a bit.
Yeah. I used to
Super
put it right
excited.
on my cereal directly.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I never even thought that. What a hack that is, dude! Smart move.
I drink Yoo-Hoo like a man.
Oh, Yoo-Hoo.
Right out the glass bottle. Freeze it a little bit.
All right, I know what this is because I used to work around them, and I'm wondering if
Now you got me go. What
Here's
the
the-
hell, man?
God.
here's the question: have you ever used a Brannick device?
Brannick.
B-R-A-N-C-K?
B-R-A-N-N-O-C-K. Brannick.
No.
To vacuum?
No, I know what a Brannick device is because I used to sell shoes, and they taught us how to use the Brannick device.
That little measuring thing?
Yeah.
That metal tray that,
That
you
metal tray you put your foot in.
You know, they never wiped that thing off either.
People didn't know their sizes every time they went in?
It measured
That's
your,
how you knew.
It
You-
measured your width and your length, but not your girth.
It measured your, but it did all kinds of stuff. It would have your widths. It would also tell you where your corn section was. But they don't even make shoes that detailed anymore. Also, most people never used it properly. They would put it on the ground flat and then stand up on it.
Right.
And that's not how it was designed to be
really?
used. Yeah.
Huh.
So it never even gave people their real measurement for the most part.
Yeah.
Chuy, ever use one of those?
I remember them. Foot
I
Locker.
always thought it was just for show, like to give you the confidence that you were getting a perfect fit. Because, you would use that stupid machine and then you would walk out of the store with your new shoes and like, man, these things hurt. You know? But I think it was to sell you more than it. Well, the guy measured me. He must be right. He's the pro. I don't know. Brannick. I didn't know it had a name, but I'm sure it's they had a patent pending.
Have you ever used aerosol hairspray, Aquanet? Bob, you ever used Aquanet back in the day when you were going out to slay them ladies?
No, but I'm sure there was a male equivalent.
No,
I've probably
I never-
used hairspray before.
Yeah, but not the... Like, the pump already existed by the time you used any hairspray, right?
No, you're talking about the aerosol.
Yeah, you never used that, did you?
No, not that brand anyway. I don't know. I don't know if there
think
was a male
anyway.
version.
Yeah, Chew, you never used hairspray
highly
like that.
flammable.
I mean, I used it for, yes, I was going to say, the only time I ever used it was to take my mother's and light it.
Yeah. It was like a little flamethrower.
Now, here's one I'm interested to hear Bob's response, because Bob grew up in the Northeast. I think he may help
Partly.
us. He may help us get this.
Hardly.
Hardly.
Have you ever eaten at a Hojo's?
Okay, so all the traveling we did around the country was in my dad's 66 Dodge Polara with no air conditioning. Even when we moved down here, we took that car to England on a boat. It came back from England on a boat.
Wow.
We drove it from Bayonne, New Jersey, down to Austin, Texas in 1974 with no air conditioning in the summer. And I remember, as I've traveled those highways and byways, I remember seeing Howard Johnson's. But that's too expensive for the Fonsecas, man.
Was
My
it?
dad was a sergeant. There was no Hojo's for us.
Howard Johnson's was expensive?
Yeah. I mean, there was something about it that seemed premium.
Wow.
I don't know where we ate, to be honest with you, or what I think my mom... I remember a lot of bologna sandwiches in the car.
Okay.
My mom would put that loaf of bread on the dashboard, have a little cooler with some Oscar Mayer bologna and some mustard. And that was... Dude, we ran fast when we traveled. There's no stopping. I don't even remember stopping
To pee? Is that what you just
I don't even
mouthed?
think...
You don't think you can say that out loud?
I don't know. I think we just pulled over the side of the road.
You didn't just go right there in the car?
Good old days.
We weren't...
Right on the floorboard?
Y'all weren't big restroom users?
No, I don't think my parents were big money spenders or, it's like, and my dad was like, let's keep moving. We got to get there. We start before the sun comes up. And
Does it cost money to pull over to the side of the road and pee in the ditch?
They must have saved a lot.
Well,
You get
yeah.
a lot of.
What money does it cost to let your kids pee on the field?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of memory. I do have memories of bologna sandwiches though. While we're driving, my mom would make them in the front seat, and that was it, man. And then I'd see the Hojos go by.
All right. Two last ones, and then
They were hotels and restaurants in some cases, not just restaurants.
yeah, it was. I thought it was always a hotel and restaurant. There was never just a restaurant.
I don't know. I
was
think
there?
they might have someday. I mean, at some period, might have expanded to just into.
Have you ever gotten or
Restaurants.
sent a fax? Well, we've done that. You've even done that.
I've done
haven't
it
you?
here at work because of work, because we all live kind of in the 1980s. Something.
You're never sure if it quite gets there or not.
I guess it doesn't tell you.
No. Well, yeah, you get this page that comes out that says it was received, or you get some message on the. I don't know. Thank God those don't exist anymore.
No, we still kind of have one over here.
Well,
Why would you need to do that? There was eFax. You can do it from you could fax from your phone if you wanted to.
now here's a weird one. I don't understand how this would even slightly make you a boomer. Maybe because we have. Oh, I don't know. Have you ever used a photocopier?
Yeah, there's one over here.
There's one on every printer that you get just about.
I would think so. Yeah. Well, and guess what? 94% of Americans.
But you got
say
me
they have.
thinking now. Like, you're faxing, and then one day you're not faxing anymore.
Right.
Like, when was my last fax? I didn't know it was my last fax when it was happening, but it was like there was a day when you were faxing, and then
I think my last fax was for something stupid, like where you're trying to send something to a company and email it to them. They're like, no, I'm sorry, that has to be sent via fax. And I was like, why the hell would anything be sent via fax anymore?
And for a while, you would, if you couldn't do it at work, you would have to go to one of those post nets or whatever.
Right. Well, I've never owned
And
a
use
fax.
their
I'd
fax
always
machine.
go somewhere else.
Can
That's
I
why it was
use
so
your
annoying.
fax machine? And then HEB would fax stuff for you. Little known fact.
I feel like it was like an insurance company or somebody that required me to send a fax once, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I can't send you a PDF like every other normal place
Right.
in the world."
Right.
So infuriating.
Remember to tell your technology how you feel. It could be obsolete tomorrow.
That's right. Wrap your arms around your technology. That's as much as we're going to do today. We'll do this for the rest of the week.
Fantastic.
I have a feeling we're definitely going to hit the boomer stride, but some of these are nice,
Fantastic, Matt.
fun little memories.
Great audible you called there.
Sure thing.
I have a duo of duo stories.
I report the news. That's what I do.
He's Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll
Oh,
News.
man. What's going on? It's Monday. It's rock and roll news time. Oh, so excited to be back here with you. Just got off of a big old jet airliner. Won't you take a blue hour away? Yeah. I was up in Chicago, Illinois at the big Axpona exhibition there. Meeting with all of the big brands. I'll talk about it a little bit later on. I don't want to bore you with it during rock and roll news. I'll bore you with it during the regular part of the boring show. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll listen.
And then Daniel Van Kirk will come in and, save the show by the grace of his hand. The wonderful comedian Daniel Van Kirk coming in the studio in just a few minutes. So bear with me as I bring you the rock and roll news. You know I'm Rock's last great reporter. And don't kill the messenger, because I don't make the rock news. I just report it. So if you hear something I say about your favorite rock band and you don't like it, I'm sorry.
He's sorry, folks.
But
He doesn't mean to. But hey, if you got to get the news out, you got to get the news out, right?
But I speak the truth. Now, I said I had a duo of duo stories, and one of the greatest rock duos in history. It's official, ladies and gentlemen, and it pains me to bring you this article from the world of rock and roll.
Garfunkel?
No, they split up a long time ago. There was some bad blood there, too.
Humperdinck?
Listen, duos always break up, trust me. John Hall
No.
and Daryl Oates
No.
are finished. Kaput.
Have you confirmed this by text?
And I meant to say John Oates and Daryl Hall. But from the mouth of John Oates, who recently released an album that no one bought, unfortunately, he says they're done. Now, John Oates says his half-century musical partnership with Daryl Hall has come to an end after the months of public brouhaha.
You mean the lawsuits?
And ongoing litigation between the two. I think I'm finding out through my sources that John has an interest in selling off his share of their legacy. But that would affect Daryl in some way, I would imagine. See, I don't know. When you're like a single artist, like an Ozzy or a Bruce and you sell off your stuff, as most of them are doing now, because you don't want your stupid family members, being the guardians of your legacy, right?
Yeah.
That's easy to do if you're just a single guy. But if you're part of a partnership and you're selling off your stake, that might make it difficult for the other guy.
What a disaster.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's going to happen when we break up, guys.
So is that what the lawsuit was, which is you're not about to sell this? I'm going to sue you that you can't sell it. And then somebody else said, hey, you made more money along the way than I did, and I want the money. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff?
John Oates says good question, Matt. I mean, look, it's looking like that. John Oates has no interest in a future with Hall and Oates reunion, saying he has, quote, unquote, moved on. Comments come after Daryl Hall said he was suing Oates, claiming that he was left blindsided, his word, by Oates' plan to sell his business stake last November. In a new interview with Rolling Stone. Hey, Rolling Stone. I'll be your last great reporter. Hit me up. Bob'sRockNews@gmail.com. Sign. You can do a deal. In a new interview with Rolling Stone, Oates asked if an official end date should be added to the career of Hall & Oates. He said, hey, man, ask Daryl the same question, but as far as I'm concerned, it's happened. It's done.
It's done.
Is there an issue here where maybe two people just didn't communicate very well?
But yes. I don't know. I mean, hey, they were together for a long time and did great work. Gave us a lot of joy. Their music brought us a lot of joy. You can't expect something to go on forever.
Do you think Chuy will sue us one day?
I'd be disappointed if he didn't.
Y'all could get better lawyers, so.
As far as I'm concerned, I've moved on, and I feel like I have a new lease on my creative life. Now, whether that goes anywhere is yet to be seen. He comes to Austin occasionally. He's good friends of a friend of ours, and I've met John Oates. I've never met Daryl Hall. I wish I could. If I had met both of them at some point, I probably would try to bring them both together. As Rock's last great reporter, I feel like I might have that power. Woo! But only knowing one of the two, I don't know if I could be much help. But speaking of another duo, Lennon and McCartney are back.
Together again?
Sorta. You say, Bob, how is that possible? John Lennon no longer walks the earth, sadly. Paul's still around. Well, James McCartney, the son of Paul McCartney, and I guess his mom was Linda, right? Has teamed up with Sean Ono Lennon, the son of one of the sons of John Lennon.
Boy, those two kids did not inherit any kind of good-looking genes, did they?
Where were they going to get them from?
I don't know, but my goodness, my oh my, those are... I'm sorry.
No, it's not. It's about the music.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
It's about the music.
Looking at them, they must be very talented.
They have got together and penned a new song called Primrose Hill. Paul McCartney has released the song titled Primrose Hill, which he co-wrote with Sean Lennon, son of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Oh, James McCartney wrote it. It's on James McCartney. I'm sorry. I read my...
You read the
line item wrong
I
here.
See. You read the talented and famous name in there accidentally.
I just backed up the tape. James McCartney, son of Paul McCartney, has released a new song titled Primrose Hill, which he wrote with Sean Ono Lennon. Now, Julian Lennon I've met. I've met Julian Lennon. He played a concert right up in the Cactus Prior. It was before it was called the Cactus Prior Auditorium. We one Saturday morning did a show with who did I just say? Julian Lennon.
Julian Lennon.
Great guy. And good music. You remember he had a couple of bangers in the day.
He did,
In
actually.
the 90s?
Yeah.
Sounds like his dad? Maybe too much. Maybe that was the downfall. I don't know. But he's still out there. But Sean Ono Lennon is obviously the offspring of Yoko Ono and John Lennon, whereas Julian Lennon was the offspring of Julia and John, John's original wife. So, not Julia. What was her name?
I don't think it.
Wait a minute. Cynthia. Excuse me. Cynthia. Julia was his mother. Anyway, let's see. I don't know the song, but maybe it's good. I don't know. Listen to it.
Take a listen.
Stream it.
Decide for yourself.
It's here. It's on. You can follow James McCartney on socials. Kind of looks like his dad. He kind of looks like his dad a little
What was
bit.
that thing you just did?
Huh? Nothing. Anyway, he's kind of getting the musical ball rolling. Why wouldn't
What
you?
were you suggesting something? What was the hand thing that you just did right there?
Nothing.
What
Matt?
was it? You were trying to bring something up.
No,
Was it?
stop.
You trying to point out there wasn't a food scarcity issue in the McCartney household?
Stop, Matt. Ronnie Wood. What
a lot
band
of
is
people-
Ronnie Wood in?
A lot of people call him Ball McCartney.
What band is Ronnie Wood in, Matt? Chuy?
James the Dio.
No, come on. If you don't know this, dude,
Ronnie Wood.
we are
is
going
in
to have a lawsuit and divorce.
Leonard Skinner.
Come on, man.
Come on, dude.
Come
you got
on.
this one, man.
Who is Ronnie Wood the guitar player for? One of the guitar players for.
Rolling Stones.
You put a question mark after it.
Shouldn't he be more famous?
What do you mean? He was famous.
I know Mick Jagger.
Ronnie Wood. Been on the
And?
scene as long as anybody.
Why didn't he do something?
Remember we saw him in Ireland one time?
Make
I do
himself
remember
known?
that.
He was we were going into a club. He was coming out of a club. Skinny little Ronnie Wood.
It was a private club. We were up on the third floor, and when we went down to the second floor, he had the whole second floor to himself and a friend.
Yeah. So we've actually seen him. We didn't get a chance to talk to him, but we've witnessed.
How did you recognize him?
When you see a rock star, like you see the puffy hair, the spiky hair, and the skinny no-ass body of a rock star, you would know Ronnie Wood from a mile away. Anyway, Ronnie Wood made a surprise appearance with the Black Crowes at their concert in L.A. on Friday night. I was in Chicago then,
Speaking
so I wasn't
of
able to
skinny,
make it
no-ass
to
rock
LA.
and roll stars.
Yeah. Joining them for a rendition of the Faces' Stay With Me. Ronnie Wood, of course, with the Faces. But you knew that.
I knew that.
You should go to UT and take a rock history class.
Why? What would that do for me?
Huh? I just feel like, look, I'm looking at you, okay?
Right.
And behind you is a giant 10-foot banner that says
I didn't put that there.
93.7 KLBJ, the Rock of Austin, and you know nothing of rock.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing, because there's nothing about rock. Well, except for this.
He
segment on the
misunderstood it.
show.
He thought it said the something else that rhymes with Rock of Austin.
Anyway, Chris Robinson brought the Rolling Stones guitarist out on stage relatively early. I guess Ronnie Wood has a bedtime now. But anyway, he said this man needs no introduction. I guess because Chuy wasn't in the audience. Otherwise, Chris Robinson would have done the introduction. Anyway, they had a good time, and they also did. Let's see, Black Crowes kicked off their 2024 tour. I think they're coming through town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they're going to be out on the road till early June. Anyway, enough of that. We're going to...
Ronnie Wood.
Ronnie Wood, baby. Ronnie Wood. It's time for Rock and Roll News Junior. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. All right, Rock and Roll News Junior. Headlines for the kids out there. The future of rock and roll. Oh, yeah, the future of rock and roll out there. Now, I know it's Monday. I know you got a long week ahead of you, and summer seems so far away, kids, but not to worry, man. Keep your head in the game, all right? Friday will be here before you know it, but in the meantime, stay in school, read lots of books, and start a band. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're not very good. The Ramones weren't very good when they started. They probably weren't very good when they ended.
Try to be the front man. They won't remember you then.
But they started punk rock, and you could start your thing. Anyway, There's much debate. Well, I don't know if there's much debate, but the Weekend posted that, it's looking like he could get a Sphere residency.
That would be good.
I don't think it would be. I don't think.
Very talented.
You're not getting my money.
Probably one of the most talented singers.
I think it'll be good for the casinos. I don't know. What is his audience?
I don't know. I mean, it's a very pop audience. I want to go see him because I'm an R&B fan.
Yeah.
And, of course, the ladies. If you don't have House of Balloons on vinyl.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to open up this image, and it's very small because I want to read his post. All right, here we go. In a move that could redefine the entertainment landscape of Las Vegas, which I've been to 3 times already this year, sources close to the music industry reveal that The Weeknd is in talks for a potential. I would assume that half of the acts in rock and roll and pop and rap, and I'm assuming half of the acts are in talks with the Sphere right now. Who wouldn't want to go there?
No one.
Mm-mm.
But he's talking to the Sphere. And
is he talking to any people at the Sphere? Or is he just talking to the Sphere?
I don't
Does he know that that's an inanimate object?
Let me in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a weird.
I can't feel my face.
I think it's like there are no talks. Here's how I think rock and roll works. You're not in any talks with the Sphere, but you post something online that goes, "Hey, I'm in talking with the Sphere," and then the people at the Sphere go, "Hey, is The Weeknd talking with us? I'm not sure." He must be talking with someone here.
He's telling people he's talking with
Maybe
us.
we should bring him in.
He would lower himself to go to the Sphere?
Lower himself?
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
Come on, man. We got a lot of acts to get to. Mm-hmm. And I'm still in hopes of the Pink Floyd reunion. It's the only thing that's really going to work there.
I want it.
Visually, what's he going to do?
The Weeknd?
Oh. Yeah. What's he going to show?
What did U2 show? Some trees?
Wow.
Bob, you just
really hate rock and roll, don't you?
No, I just...
Look behind you.
Well,
Turn
hate
around.
R&B.
Turn around and look at the banner that's behind you.
I can guess.
Look,
let me guess what it looks like. Some lightning letters and...
It says The Rock of Austin.
Let me try to describe it. Bold and scary rock and roll something.
All right. Well, I don't know. We'll follow that story for you. It's time for the Rock and Roll News Salute, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? And I'm going to go. This goes to... hang on a second. This goes to Andy. Andy tipped me off at Bob's Rock News that Waterloo Records has a big sale going on. Well, you know, I'll be there. But this Saturday... I'll be at Piranha Records, and you'll see me in line with Vinyl Joe and a few other people. If you're going, get there early, and that's going to be Saturday. Doors open at 10 out in Round Rock for Record Store Day. There'll be a huge queue, hundreds of people. But John will come out and feed some of you while supplies last. It's pretty good. It's a fun time.
I might just come out for that.
Yeah.
And Bob, can I add one in there as well?
Yeah. Oh, give Andy Dowdy the salute. Yeah, go ahead.
I have another rock and roll salute if you don't mind.
Yeah.
To all of the contestants, parents, fellow judges, and great, incredible youngsters I met at the Lamar Middle School Talent Show.
So talented babies.
The Lamar Middle School Talent Show. Too many names to mention right here, but to everybody involved Friday night.
The Future Weekend is in that class.
I saw rock bands. I saw dancers. I saw
jugglers.
I saw a stand-up comedian.
Sword swallowers.
It was fantastic. Thoroughly talented school. Shout out to Lamar Middle School and their band boosters.
I approve that message, Matt. I approve that message. Thank you very much. Sing us out,
Tell us
Chuy.
who wasn't good, though.
Thank you. All right. That was a good one. We ended a little early so we can talk about my escapades.
I'm glad. I want to hear about Chicago.
60609. Hey, what can I say? Monday, pretty good. Brought you Lennon, brought you McCartney, The Weeknd, Black Crowes, Ronnie Wood. Come on. Who didn't I cover? Well, I forgot to get to Bruce Dickinson, but we'll do that tomorrow. And did you see Chris Stapleton on Saturday Night Live this weekend in the skits and everything?
Gosling.
And And Ryan, that was a good show, man. That was a good show. We'll see you next time. Remember, I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right here with you Monday through Friday with the rock and roll news. See you later.
Straight to a bed, if you don't mind, please, because I want to hear all about Chi-Town, Illinois. Bob, you went to Chicago. You left the show on Friday. You were headed out to arguably one of the largest hi-fi and audio
No argument
shows.
about it. It's the biggest. It's the biggest one. There's the Pacific one, and there's the one in Dallas that I went to a month ago that was relatively small. But this was the big kahuna. All the big players were there, and this was a place where you could go and all the you name a hi-fi manufacturer.
Fisher.
Yeah, they were there.
Magnavox.
They were there. Zenith was there too. They were all there.
Who else used to Yorks.
Oh.
Yorks was there. Kobe was there.
Hell yeah.
They were all. No, I'm talking about the big players from England, Japan,
Damn.
and
TIAC?
Actually, I spent some time in the TIAC room with the TIAC people. They showed me all their new stuff. I got to shoot videos today. I've got to put some content out. Anyway, it was a good time, and thank you. Thanks for asking. I made a lot of good contacts, man. I mean, thanks to Cheap Audio Man, and thanks to a guy named Lenny from Baltimore who I've become friends with, Crazy Lenny Hi-Fi. We kind of partnered up, and he got me in kind of the back door to some places that. Listen, dude, I had lunch with Cambridge Audio.
Damn, bro.
I made a solid contact with Audio Technica and their people.
Well, when I see
MoFi distribution.
when I see a brand new pair of ATH-50s sitting here for me, I'll
says
believe,
no problem.
I'll believe that it's actually a solid contact.
He was like, dude, he goes, you're set.
Did you say, hey, we would look a lot better in our studio when people come in if everyone's rocking
But he told me that as I was listening to like a $50,000 headphone system.
We'll take that.
In the AT room. And that was amazing. That was amazing.
Was there an AT party?
Met Techniques. Where else did I go? I had to walk past the JBL room really quick. I wasn't very complimentary to one of their turntables a few months ago. Oh, I was afraid to go in there. I saw the great Andrew Jones. I walked into the MoFi room.
What was he doing?
Andrew Jones. Yeah, I bet you don't even know who he is, dude.
But
He's
you
like
said
a
it like I
rock
was
star.
supposed to.
I told my wife
Is he a guitarist
we just
for Rolling
happened to
Stones?
walk into one little. What they do at these shows is they take they take 3 or 4 top floors of a hotel. In this case, the Renaissance. And they pull the beds out of the rooms, and manufacturers go in there in the suites and everything and set up their gear.
Yeah, you know what they do with the beds?
Listen.
What?
They take those.
I don't know what they do.
take those to a house in the suburbs. Huge orgy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what they do with the bed, but anyway, I walked into the MoFi room, and there's the Andrew Jones holding court. I was like,
God damn.
and my jaw dropped, and my wife goes, "What's like what?" I go, "Dude, you're in presence of royalty right now." My jaw dropped. He's like the most acclaimed speaker designer on the planet. Everybody knows in the business. Everybody knows Andrew Jones from England. Pioneer, ELAC, now MoFi. And there he was in the flesh. I didn't get to talk to him, though. He was kind of busy.
Is he the guy that came up with the idea that a speaker should be kind of like a rectangle?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, he put
Good
it in
job.
a box. He put it in a box.
Good job, guy.
But I got all
Good
kinds of
job.
cards and all kinds of contacts. And one of the best contacts I made was Gaetano. I met this guy from Solid Steel, which is a company in Italy that makes these amazing speaker stands. And I happen to have these speaker stands in my home. So I got introduced to him, and we talked for like an hour and a half. This guy from Italy. He goes, "You're coming to Italy. You don't know this yet, but you and Jennifer are coming to Italy. And you're going to come to the factory, and we're going to go to the beach because it's on the beach. And we're going to play golf, and we're going to do all this stuff." I go, "I'm in."
How drunk was he?
None of us were drunk. This was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on
Why is he
Saturday.
hitting on a man, then?
He's not.
Yeah, it sounds like he was, bro. You don't know this yet, but you're gonna come
His
on the
dad
beach.
started this company.
Oh.
Solid steel. Look them up.
No, a Nepo baby.
From the bottom.
I'm telling you, man. It's all about
Started from the top, and we're still at the top.
our business.
Great place to be.
That business, it's all about the contacts, man. It's all about the. I
It's
passed
also
out
about
a bunch
having
of,
a parent, I guess, too, though.
It's all about you guys. I wish you were there, man. I wish you were there.
Why would you wish
you
that
get
on
the
me?
invitation too. Because there's a whole. Because you know what it is. Here's what it is. This is.
Tell us what it is.
Break it
This is
down.
my
Break it,
takeaway.
Let it explain it to
We're
us what
sitting
it
here
is.
in this studio 4 hours a day in a vacuum.
Technically 5 hours, but okay.
A vacuum. Right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And out there is a whole giant world of stuff that happens, that goes on. And people making contacts and
Is that what you just broke down? That's what you broke down to us?
yeah, but I'd
Did you
forgotten.
lose your train of thought?
I'd forgotten it. I think you forgot it too, Matt.
What, that there's people that live out there?
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I know what's out there.
Anyway, it was a good time. I exceeded my personal expectations of what I wanted to accomplish out there. I didn't bring enough. I ran out of stickers like in the first hour because everybody wanted the stickers.
Damn.
Everybody wanted the T-shirts, so I got to send out. Unfortunately, I didn't have any like to sell or give them.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to go mail a bunch of T-shirts to
I think
Techniques
you know, I think
and
else you got to make.
Audio-Technica and MoFi and what?
I think you got to make nipple clamps as well.
Anyway,
United
I'm
States of Analog nipple clamps.
I'm not bringing you to Italy because you guys are. I thought about it, but he said I could bring as many people as I wanted. He wanted to know. He also asked me.
You know
where-
why he wanted to come?
Why?
Because somebody told him that he's like, oh, that's Bob Fonseca. He runs a site called the United States of Anal Hog, and the guy was like, oh,
You guys are.
He's coming to the beach with
When
me.
I'm big, and when I'm big,
you're getting kind of big. Actually, you've been eating a lot.
forget it. Forget it.
Forget it.
I'm gonna forget you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Did you? So that sounds great. You made contacts. You had all this good stuff happen. You got some good content for the website.
Yeah. Well, I've got gear coming in. I got product coming in.
Now, the important question here, okay? Because Illinois is a legal weed state. I want to know, did Bob Fonseca partake? while he was
No, we
there?
didn't go to dispensary. And
Yeah, you don't have to
be
go to the
honest
dispensary.
with you,
Somebody probably had it there, and I'm asking, did you?
Crazy Lenny's a
did you
whiskey guy.
Did you do a little toot?
How crazy is Crazy Leonard?
He's pretty crazy. Like, you got to run fast. Like, I didn't see half the show because we were running fast with Crazy Lenny.
Now, is he Crazy Lenny, or is he just running from his problems, Lenny?
No, he's crazy.
Like,
Is it an ironic name? Or was he in an insane asylum at some point?
I don't know. No, he's one of those crazy hi-fi. He's a vintage hi-fi nerd. And he's a influencer and things like that. And he's like starting some new things. And anyway, he knows everybody and everybody knows him. And so he was like, we would go to a place. So that I normally probably would not have had lunch with. Cambridge Audio is a big name in that space. Huge name.
I'd feel a lot of pressure if my
From
name was
England.
Crazy
Yeah.
Chuy.
They're from England.
How am
Yeah.
I supposed to act? This guy just
yeah,
introduced
they
me as
named a
Crazy.
university after him, didn't they?
Oh, you guys.
We are
All
guys.
right. Okay. You guys.
If your nickname is Crazy, I expect you to do something crazy.
Taboo lingerie. If you want to do something crazy at home, they invite you to do that, and they say,
You
hey,
invited me to do that, to talk about that, by the way.
that was great.
Only to tear me down.
No, who tore you down?
You
No,
did.
F you guys.
When
F
did I-
you and F you.
No, I did.
Wait, why did you put? What? How did I tear him down?
No,
I said you should
invited
go
me
to Italy.
You were like, "Hey, man, if you could cut rock and roll news down a little bit, so we could hear about your trip to Chicago." And then as soon as I launched into it, you guys were like kicking me in the ass.
I wasn't here for that.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I did not
blame
hear
you,
any kick-
Chuy.
When did we kick you in the
didn't
ass?
I
I
went to
wanted
the
to
restroom.
hear.
Whatever, man. I remember that. One there, one there.
I honestly don't know what this is about right now.
Making a note
You know what
right
it is.
now. Oh, Matt one.
I did want to know if you smoked weed while you were in Chicago. Is all you know?
I owe
We
Chuy.
told some
Cambridge Audio, which is a huge breakthrough. You got
And I
Audio
had
Technica.
Audio Technica headphones coming for you guys.
That's awesome.
Not
I'm stoked to see
happening
him.
I owe Crazy Lenny something. Put that down. Is that a sheet list like of IOUs?
See, you're still doing it. That's 3. 3 for you, Chewy.
That's another weekend, buddy.
You got
You
3
keep
in
it
the.
up.
You got 3 in the tank.
Two months. I got you by the
2
horns.
months. Got you. I got you.
That's 4.
Oh.
You know
Matt,
what?
please, if you mouth
Might as well round it up
to
to
me
5.
like that, if you
Might
mouth
as well
stop.
round it up to 5.
When he walks out to the library door, you got to yell, F you!
Love Breakfast Club.
Just answer the question, Claire.
What was the question?
Answer the question, Claire.
It was a good time.
We'll have to go.
Good time. No. You're not coming with me.
Taboo lingerie. Right there at the corner of Burnett and Research here in the city. You want to turn things up a little bit at the house? You want to bring hi-fi to the bedroom? They can make that happen for sure. They got lingerie, of course. They've got massage oils. I always say, hey, it doesn't always have to be about the stick and insky, dudes. Sometimes, when's the last time you rubbed your lady's back? You know what I'm saying? Rub her shoulders. She works hard, right? She works hard for the money.
Get some of that oil, that body oil. What do they call that stuff?
Tincture.
Tincture?
I don't know what the name of it.
Get some honey dust.
There you go. See? Bob knows what I'm
the
talking
drill.
about.
I lived in the...
I did something this weekend I have not done since I was a child. And I mean a very little child. I pooped the bed. Now? Ew! Guys, I got the worst food poisoning. High fever, shakes, all of my joints, swollen, ruined 3 pair of underwear.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it would have happened to me because I went to the Asian Food Fest and ate cold chicken.
I had tickets. I told you.
Wait a minute. And my weekend sucked?
I told you that this past weekend.
I mean, you guys just spent the last 10 minutes tearing me down about how horrible my weekend was, and you guys, you had cold chicken and you pooped.
Didn't you just have a segment? Didn't you just have a segment?
I'm just, for the record, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Still rather tricky.
No one said your weekend sucked. We said your hobby sucks.
These are my hobbies.
Dude, I had tickets to all these events, and I was so stoked because I was like, I haven't done this in forever. I'm going to go from one thing to the next thing to the next
this is
thing.
gonna be my weekend,
and I have 2 solid days of MotoGP, concerts.
Masters.
I was so stoked about it. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning Saturday morning.
Oh, my
I go to
God.
bed Friday night. I wake up at 1 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, my God, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? How can anyone have heartburn like this? What the hell is wrong with me? By the time I woke up in the morning, it just started. It became, it's disgusting. I don't want to get into it.
Do you know, because generally, and it's been a long time since I've felt like that bad in that area, like that. Mm-hmm. But you generally know the culprit.
You don't. That's the thing.
I do. I feel like I could still taste the culprit.
No, that's the problem, though. If you can taste the culprit, that means your body shut down before that food, and that's why it's sitting with you.
Oh.
And that's what confuses most people.
Okay, that's a good theory.
It's not a theory. It's a thing that I know from taking those kitchen management classes when I was working in food service. Because they're like, most of the time...
So wait a minute. When I got sick as a kid on a chicken pot pie...
Most of the time it was probably 2, 3, 4 meals before that. Is what had the bad stuff. Because the bad stuff has to get in your body, then the bacteria has to grow, then your body shuts down, then you eat a last meal, and then you throw that up. But I also didn't even know I had food poisoning. I could have had a roto or a norovirus or one of those things because I rocked a super high fever.
Yeah.
I was shaky. I was confused. I didn't know where I was. But deep in my mind, I was like, oh, this is going to be fast. Like, this will be over. But it was disgusting. And then things like this. I would get out of bed, and simply by getting out of bed. Anyway, here's the sad part. In the middle of all this, I realized this is just a taste of the future. Like when you get toward the end, this is going to be what it's like at the end, right?
Yeah, don't get to the end.
When
Nobody
you
should
get
to the end.
incontinent and then you're having to do laundry, and I just realized this is the end. I don't want to. This is why Kurt Cobain was smart to take himself
I'm
out.
skydiving without the parachute before then.
I hear you.
It's horrendous.
Or maybe while that's happening. I don't know.
I think it's to go see Stranglehold.
No,
Can't even get a stranglehold on what's going on in my body.
No Moto G, no.
None of that. Now, here's what it is. Here is the benefit.
Wango?
Here is what the benefit is, and I think that you'll actually be pretty stoked with this, Chuy. I did get a 48-hour fast in as a result.
You're looking great.
Thank you. And I know you love the idea of fasts. 48-hour fast, nothing.
I need one.
Shaking, sweating, sweaty palms.
And you do know the culprit.
I do know the culprit?
Do you do or don't?
No. You never know the culprit.
Oh.
That's the thing. You never know the culprit. If it's
let us know all the places that you ate.
If it's actual food poisoning, you'll never know the culprit, really. Or like I said, it could be a Noro or a Roto, but as fast as it came in, as hard as it hit, and then it went out.
In the presence of a lot of school kids a couple days before?
That was on Friday night. There's no way.
It's not foodborne. Maybe it was just viral.
You will not get a virus that hits you within 6 hours
So
like
it was
that, I don't think.
Thursday. We all ate Ken's tacos, so that wasn't.
I didn't have Ken's tacos that morning, remember? I was feeling a little off.
You should have had Ken. So
Well, it doesn't matter. Now, here's the problem, though.
He won't tell us.
Anytime I run my body through something like that, sure enough, this morning, I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. You notice anything about my feet, Bob?
They're brown.
Oh, you got the big shoes.
I got the big shoes on.
Hospital shoes?
You got the
what do you mean?
slip-ons.
I went 14 months, but
He's gone Skechers.
Oh, no.
Skechers slip-ons.
No doubt about it. But here's the problem. I just asked my brains out for 2 days, and El Diablo is a whole story that's predicated on when I got to take out meds, which forced me to go straight to the... Guys, I'm so stoked.
Hey.
Because at the end of this week, I'm going to be ready for I just got a new bikini, too. And I've been wondering how I was going to look in it. And the fact is, I'm going to be dehydrated and just like a real runway model in New York City who's been eating nothing but X-Lax for a week. I'm going to be shapely.
No Ozempic for you or whatever
Don't
it is.
need the Ozempic. I'm just going to be looking great for our big live show at Moon Tower Comedy. If you folks want to come out, you can still buy a single ticket, or you can get passes for all the club shows. MoonTowerComedyFest.com. Is that where you go for tickets? Is that how you do the thing? MoonTowerComedyFest.com? I'm going to type it in right now. Moon Tower.
We need to share it on our
Comedy.
IG. Share the link on the IG. Click that blue link, too, for our OnlyFans.
Oh, man, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I don't think you really are, to be honest with you.
That seems like a lot, though. A lot of inflammation.
I just don't know why you won't go through what you ate, and I think it's like either a friend made
I'll
you
tell
food,
you what it was.
or you went to one of your friends' food places that you don't want to say, or Thursday, I know it's 2 for $1, hot dogs with silver.
Here's the thing. People convince themselves that they know, and I'm telling you right now, you don't.
You can narrow it down.
Well, yeah, I can narrow it down to a series of 30 meals.
You did not eat 30 meals within like 24 or
48
36
hours.
Do you know that some foodborne illness takes 6 days or so before it makes you ill?
No, that's fake news.
Who is he
Where'd
protecting?
you hear that on
Here's
Fox?
he protecting.
No, I'm not
Tell me.
protecting anybody. What I'm trying to do, and this is what's hard for humans to accept, is that you're dumb.
Yeah.
And that people think, oh, I ate this and then I got really sick, so it must be this that made me sick.
So then you just get sick, I guess, sometimes. That's not me eating.
And now for some thick headlines.
Let's hit you with some Austin area headlines. Of course, the big story affecting Austin occurred at 3:30 this morning. And really has rocked the city to its core. A waste collector downtown was dumping the giant bins into his truck. He looked at the camera at the back of his truck and noticed that there was a human there. A man had fallen asleep inside of a recycling bin downtown overnight. Out partying a little too hard. The waste collector was able to help the man climb out of the dumpster and onto the top of the truck. Members of the Austin Fire Department helped him get back onto the ground. He was assessed by emergency medical services for minor injuries. He was sent to a nearby hospital. This is a big reminder that if you are out drinking on a 6th and you're having a good time, recycling bin isn't always the safest place to sleep. Even though it seems cozy. Oh, look at that. A bed of empty bottles. That seems like a nice place to sleep.
Maybe he had some boxes, a pallet of boxes.
Oh, maybe somebody put some boxes in there and it seemed
black
comfortable.
Plastic bag pillow. I don't know. I've never... Sounds delightful, though.
I'm just going to say it always seems like a little... Because in your brain you go, oh, I just want to sleep for a second. I can't get in my car. Oh, the cops won't see me in here. I can get right here and close this lid real quick, and the cops won't see me.
No wind.
And then I'll just get up and I'm just going to lay here for just a second. I won't follow.
Next thing you know, you're being hurled.
It's always safer just to fall asleep right there on 6th Street.
But shouldn't the beeping of the dump truck, the backing
But see,
up?
that's how relaxing being in a dumpster is.
Mm-hmm.
So give the dump
It's
truck
a deep.
like...
You're in. There's a thing past REM sleep, and that's called dumpster sleep.
I've got a
It's
new
even
business.
more.
The dump trucks
restful.
need an iPhone alarm when they back up.
You know how they have those places that will give you a blood infusion or cryotherapy or whatever?
Yeah.
I have a new place called Dumpster Sleep, and it's where you can rent a dumpster to sleep in.
It's like an isolation tank.
You just got booked for Joe Rogan.
Oh, I did.
You just got booked for Joe Rogan.
Hey, let's see if we can't put together a fake website and push it out, this idea of dumpster sleeping, and see if we can't get booked on Rogan for, selling the idea. No, it's tested.
It's better than
and
grounding.
It has to do with the way that the electrons bounce off of the metal.
Yeah, absolutely. Peaceful.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jamie, pull that up.
It's like
All right, here we go. That's that story, ladies and gents. Let's move on to the next one. Our Austin pharmacists are letting you know, yes, Austin is being affected by the national, I guess you could call it medical shortage, prescription drug shortage. But they say they've got plans in place. I didn't know this was going on. Did you guys know what's going on?
there's a lot I don't know.
There are 323 drugs on the national shortage list. Highest number so far. The previous record was set back in 2014, but quite a few people say, hey, look, we are checking out what's happening. We are trying to stay on top of it as best we can.
Damn, that Ozempic's going fast.
They said that they're trying to find alternatives for people, and they say if there's a shortage in some place where there isn't an alternative, they can work with the patient's prescriber to find different medications that's available in the time being.
It's a blessing in disguise because there's no water either, so there's nothing to wash them down with. That's coming. That's short supply too.
They said so. I was just like, is it a production supply chain issue or whatever? One situation is, they just had these big tornadoes that ripped through the Midwest. One of the tornadoes hit a manufacturing plant and blew it up, and so they're just like, we can't make any drugs right now.
Well, remember what happened with the chip? One chip factory burned down. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember with the chips,
Yep.
and all of a sudden we don't have any new cars.
One pharmacist says on about 60% of the drugs, we're not even given a reason. We just know that there's a shortage there.
Interesting. Yeah. We don't know the reason.
I do want to say this.
Canada, help us out.
Overall, while there is a prescription drug shortage in the city, there is not a shortage of non-prescription drugs. If you are looking for marijuana, cocaine, LSD, Molly, mushrooms, all of them still widely available throughout the city. I've noticed that. I see the smiles on kids' faces, and I've seen some of other folks just sleeping in the streets. Hey, a guy just fell asleep in a dumpster. So if you're looking for a good time to share along with your $22 cocktails, Austin, well, this is still the party city for you. If after spending all of that money on drugs and morning after pills, you still have a couple of dollars left over, well, how about housing? Apparently, some people say there's a housing shortage, but you know what there isn't a shortage of?
What's that?
Good fancy housing in the city.
Love it.
A massive modern lakeside retreat on Lake Austin just hit the market. Current owner Alex Davis is selling his house for $27 million.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's go have on that.
Alex is a success story. And by success, I mean he was born to billionaire Marvin Davis.
Thank goodness.
Which is one of the best ways to become a wealthy person.
If you can be born a billionaire, please try to do that. Please try to do that.
I feel like a lot of like Gen Zers and millennials are complaining about stuff. And for a lot of times, I'm just like, hey, maybe put down the avocado toast and get born to a billionaire. Have you thought about that?
New York Times recently, every billionaire under 30 isn't homemade, isn't a self-made billionaire. Every one of them is inherited money.
Really?
Right. They did it the right way. Congratulations.
The American way. And the only way you can really do it.
Yeah.
Hang on. How many of you are going to realize that you need to get up off your lazy asses and get born to a billionaire?
Or marry.
I'm tired of hearing people complain about their taxes. Don't want to pay taxes? Then why don't you become a billionaire and stop paying taxes like the rest of us?
They worked hard for that money. Someone did, maybe not them.
Yeah. I had to go to... Did you get to come home every day after school? I bet you did. Mm-hmm. They didn't. They had to go to boarding school in Switzerland.
Ugh.
And nobody feels sorry for them, do they? How are your legs? Your legs feel rested? Their legs don't, because they had to spend the entire winter skiing in Aspen.
Damn.
Maybe you don't have $27 million, no problem. You want to live in a celebrity's house? Well, Jenna Elfman has just put her house up for rent. That's right, Jenna Elfman, who you'll know and love from Dharma and Greg.
She's here?
America's sweetheart. Yeah, she was here the last couple of years filming Fear of the Walking Dead. While she was here, she bought a gorgeous mid-century home with 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 3,600 square feet. And the thing is like any good celeb, she bought the house, and even though she was just going to live in it for a short period of time, went all the way down to the screws in this remodel. And this place actually looks right up your alley, Bob. I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever. It's been, I think they say, tastefully remodeled is what they usually say. It's really, really cool. Also, the bathroom looks amazing. It has like multiple shower heads, and then inside of the giant shower, not only is there a skylight, but there's a giant soaking tub, but it's inside of the whole shower. Looks pretty rich. I like it. Home gym,
I'm
all that
looking
kind
at
of
it
stuff.
right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right there on a cul-de-sac. The kitchen is open in the dining area.
She's
Features
smart not
abundant
to
counter
sell,
space.
though.
Yeah, she's not selling it. She's just going to rent it out for $13,500 a month. So if you've got an extra $14,000 a month and you're looking for a hot house to live in, you could be there. And you get to write your checks every month. You can write pay to the order of Jenna Elfman.
Golden Globe winner.
Yeah.
Golden Globe winner.
I'll put that on the check.
And that's today's Austin area headlines. Ladies and gents.
Nicely done.
Any minute now, we're going to be joined by none other than the Daniel Van Kirk. Show favorite.
Wow.
He was a part of our live show that we did at Moon Tower last year. He has a brand new comedy special, and it is dropping, slopping, palopping this Wednesday. We're going to talk to him about that and his slip disc and other things coming up ASAP. Mornings with Matt and Bob. We're powered by Chuy. You can follow along with us during your day on our Instagram page, Matt and Bob FM. One of the people that really knows how to use Instagram is our guest, who's here early. And I know a lot of you are like, whoa, a guest before 9. The guys only bring guests in before 9 if they're extra special guests. And he is.
He's like family.
He will always be known to our long-term listeners as the guest who he was our final guest before COVID. He's the final guest we ever had when things were the same.
And we didn't know if we would ever
forever.
come back. Well, we never stopped working, but we didn't know.
You hear his name here a lot. Mr. Daniel Van Kirk. Welcome to the show.
DVK, we refer to him.
It is. He is called DVK.
It's so good to be back here.
You're in my phone as DVK.
Great.
There was an EVH, and there's a DVK, and there's who's the Doogie Howser guy? He's got 3.
NPH.
Yeah.
MPH.
I do remember when DVK was here and he goes, should I even be doing this show tonight? And I was like, I was like, I don't know. Who doesn't know? They're saying maybe we're shutting down for like 6 weeks or something. I don't know. I mean, I just follow the lead of the club or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I think you did 1 or 2 shows. And then.
No, we did them all.
Did it?
I remember the last day I asked somebody, I go, you think we're going to do the show tonight? And they were like, I mean, we're Texas, so it's not really going to affect us. And they were wrong because you guys shut down for 2.5 weeks.
Did we?
Texas? Yeah, a little bit.
I don't really remember exactly what happened and all of that.
You blacked out?
No, it just that was a long time ago, and
I remember
we didn't change anything here because this was immediately considered to be a what'd they call
Essential.
An essential service.
They printed up these weird passes that we could put in our car because you weren't even supposed to be in your car on the road.
They gave that to podcasters too.
Yeah, but it was just
we were
printed.
essential.
It was just printed upstairs.
Yeah,
you know,
it literally
they put
was a
it
piece
said
of printed
essential
paper.
Personnel. And taped that on our. It was like
drive
end of
around.
times, dude. And it wasn't real until, I think you were here slightly before by Southwest, but when they shut that down, that was like, oh, now it's real.
The first night of my show at Cap City, I think they shut down. I think that was Tom Hanks' night. And then the second night was canceling March Madness. That was Thursday night. And then I think Friday they canceled the NBA season. And then by Sunday they canceled everything except our essential jobs of speaking into microphones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were doing the important work,
Important work.
The beautiful DVK is here for a multitude of reasons. One is anytime we can get him in here, we're happy about it. But also, dude, you are doing the hustle right now. You are running around the entire country.
2 days away.
You are running your mouth anywhere you can because you have a huge, huge, huge undertaking, and it's all going to culminate this Wednesday. What exactly is happening
My
for
first
you?
special, Rose Gold, drops.
Dude, so excited for you.
Thanks, man. Me too. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
I'm excited.
We have an audience that's listening in another room.
I heard them.
They're not allowed to talk. We only turn the microphones on in their room when we think there's going to be clapping.
Oh, I'm glad I was there.
Hey, will you guys in there, will you guys do me a favor? Will you clap one more time, please, for Daniel?
They don't like to take orders.
Wrong room.
They don't take orders.
That's our booing. It's our booing room. we tapped into the wrong room. Hey, how stoked are you right now to this? Are you?
So it drops on my YouTube channel. I wanted to just get something. I haven't had a special out before, and I wanted to make something where I could get everybody out to it. And, Netflix, HBO, they all asked repeatedly. And I said, no.
You're being a little bit sarcastic, but you and I had a good conversation last night. There was an opportunity for you to pocket some money, and you did
there was a couple places that wanted to.
You did a pretty classy thing. You said, "I don't want this to."
I want everybody to be able to see it.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want.
Don't get me wrong, guys. If somebody, if they had backed up a Brinks truck, I would take it. No one ever I would have done the Wu-Tang version where it's one album, one person owns it. That's fine.
I like that, though.
I would have done that.
I would have Scarelli'd my way in there.
Yeah.
I can be bought. But I really prioritized being able to put it out and have everybody be able to see it because my first album, Thanks Diane, which a lot of people love and I still get a lot of love for today. There's some really fun stories on that album. People really enjoy it, but I didn't shoot it. And so I really want to start getting my stand-up out there for a guy who's been doing it for a while.
It used to be, the push really was when you were on the road, I got to get an album out, I got to get tracks out. I don't think anybody even thinks that way really anymore. Everything has gone to video now. You got to and what's weird too is all of us who came up through, you're always thinking in your head, my hour.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the other thing is, how long is it going to take before you take this special and start going through it with a razor blade for TikTok clips?
Oh, a week?
Yeah.
This week?
This is that week?
This week? Yeah.
Because that is the kind of the future of the business right now is that you got to get those little chunky clips out there in a
I want people to
hurry.
come out to shows, and I think we just live in a time where people go, "Oh, I've seen this. I'm going to go out to the show." You guys know this. There's nothing better than walking out onto a stage of people who have previewed you in some way or another, whether it was people who came out to Cap City when I was here back in 2020 after coming on hanging out with you guys, or even when we did Moon Tower last year when I was at Moon Tower and I came out and did your show. There's just nothing better than walking out to an audience that's just pumped and jazzed to see you do comedy or do a show or just entertain them for an hour. They got the Uber, they got the babysitter, they dusted off the nice shoes, they ironed their jeans, and they want to have a good night. And to be able to like go out for people who are pumped for you to give that to them, it's the best feeling.
Don't iron your jeans, though.
Don't.
I know you were speaking
iron
metaphorically, but
or iron them.
I think a nice crisp,
nice denim crease,
a nice crease that leads right down into your white New Balance is a good look.
A great look.
It's a great look.
What are those? The 540s?
Yeah, you take
550s.
550s.
Yeah, because they were on CBS Sunday Morning.
Really?
This week, yeah, the whole New Balance story. I learned about it.
Nothing says hip like CBS Sunday Morning.
I know.
Confession. I record every episode.
I know.
CBS Sunday Morning hits.
I know it does.
There are times when CBS
Because it's
Sunday
your
Morning,
future. Because I call it CBS Old Person Morning.
Yeah, but there's something about it. It has interesting pieces. They cover a lot of comics.
Sometimes
Gaffigan does stuff on there almost every week.
Right.
They end it with just their original. Remember the Daily Show, Moment of Zen? Did they still do that? No, right? That left with Stewart.
Yeah,
I think so.
First Stewart's first turn.
But CBS Sunday Morning does do that thing where they just show a scene for like 60
you're
seconds,
take out
right?
to Banff, and you're just going to watch these elk walk around. It's wonderful. Now, don't call in and tell me there's not elk in Banff. That's not the point.
That's not why we're here.
You know what? Do call in and let me know if there's elk in Banff. You guys ever been to Banff?
No.
Me either. Everybody says Banff's awesome.
Yeah. The elk don't.
Who knows? We don't know yet.
We'll find out.
Rose Gold drops on Wednesday night.
What are you wearing?
Right now?
Yeah, those are nice.
Which ones?
These.
Oh, these are I think these are just the Nike TIG ones or the, I don't know, Runner X 14s.
Right, man.
Whatever.
All white. That's a
white
bold move, white.
I love a white on white.
I know.
You don't like a white on white?
I do, but it doesn't last long. You can't keep them white for long.
Yeah, but you always look good in Nikes. And sometimes I feel like you're a good boot guy.
Yeah. No, he's the boot guy. I've been more of I'm a New Balance guy. I got some sweet New Balance.
You went 550?
Yeah.
And
nice.
Clouds on your feet, right?
It's like, there's nothing better. And the fact that I got him at Nordstrom's Rack for like $30. I mean, that's like,
the way to go. Nordstrom Rack, that's where I almost get all my shoes.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get lucky. Every once in a while it's like, the New Balance truck just backed up.
But I don't know what size you guys, I'm a 14.
Wow.
And Nordstrom Rack is the best collection of size 14 shoes.
Is it?
Yes. It is so hard. You're back in the corner under a light that doesn't work. Nobody's been back there in 2 years.
Those New Balance all white kind of walking dad shoes come with an all slip sole, which is good because when the ladies see those, wet floors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You're going to need that traction.
Yeah, you're going to want that traction.
Anyway, when you get back home, whenever that is, after your world
Next
tour,
week.
you'll have that on. You'll have CBS Sunday Morning
locked and loaded,
ready, and then you'll see the New Balance story, where they make them, how they cut the parts.
Me and Jane Polly.
They make their elite.
They
make their elite shoes here in the United States. I learned, and then all the other stuff over in China.
I've never even owned a pair of New Balances.
Well, that's going to change.
But I know the
after the show.
550s are like the lay down airplane seats for your feet.
Where'd you shoot Rose Gold?
Lincoln Lodge in Chicago.
Ugh,
I know.
fantastic! It's a great club. It's a great club.
I know. I got to come back to Cap City back in December.
Yeah.
I think I called in.
Yeah.
We did a little phoner.
Yeah, we did. We did a little phone work with you.
Love that club too. But yeah, Lincoln Lodge, they're just the best to me. They're giving me my own week this summer.
Really?
Because I have to build this new hour. So I said, can I come there and do a week? They're like, yeah, let's make it a little like comedy festival. And I said, well, let's not put our expectations.
Right. Festival, you know.
Let's remember where we're doing right here.
If we call it the Festival of Newness, I'm in. Also, it's summer in Chicago. No one wants to go inside.
It is. I remember that was the thing when I first got on the road.
Test.
All of a sudden, one year, I remember I got all of my first headlining gigs.
Congrats, bud.
And I was so stoked because I was like, I'm finally headlining. And they were all up in like Sioux Falls, South
Banff.
Dakota. And I was like, wow, all these places are offering me. And they're like, well, now the thing is, it is summer pay. It's reduced. And I was like, why would you pay me less in the summer?
Right.
Tourist season.
And I didn't realize till I got up there that, you meet like the local openers who are like, yeah, nobody comes to the club right now.
But
nobody comes. It's beautiful outside. Why would you?
Isn't there another party, especially when you're starting to headline, where there's no pressure to sell this place out?
Here's the beauty of it.
So when they go, hey, sorry, there's only 50 people here, you go, yeah, that's your guys' fault.
And I was just getting ready to get to that. Is that first I was depressed. At first I was depressed.
It's their fault.
And then they were like, hey, yeah, it's really hard.
We're just glad you're here.
And they were really apologetic to me. And I was like, this is great because I have no.
Right.
It's only my second time here.
Yes.
And I have no way to. Oh, great.
Great. And I get to do comedy every night. You guys are going to pay me, and then we hang out afterwards and drink for free at this same place.
Chef's kiss. Now, we got a call?
Yeah, we got a caller, a DVK caller.
I love it.
Oh yeah, hey, I was just calling to let you know there are a lot of elk in Banff.
I knew
There
it.
you go.
I knew it. Oh, thanks, applause room.
Thanks.
They love elk.
What's your name, sir?
Aaron.
Wait, we're just going to take his word for it, though?
Did you hear the authority with which he spoke?
Are you going to question fact-finding Aaron?
Anything
Is that
else?
what you're really going to do?
Anything else you want to tell
The
us
way
that
he
we
said
don't
it, he
know?
goes, I just,
Yeah, actually, there was a Hojo in Austin.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, got it.
Where was the Howard Johnson in Austin?
Hey, right here.
183 and
Right here on the corner.
I-35.
Right here on
Bob,
the corner.
I'm not asking you. I can't trust
All
you.
right. No,
I'm
right here on the
asking
corner.
Aaron.
I'm asking fact-finding Aaron. Wait, right here where the gyms was or whatever?
Right where they're building the new highway turnaround thing, right? Yeah, no, right here. Like right here on the way
Yeah,
home.
183, yeah.
it's gone.
I-35.
Southbound.
Aaron, hit us with one more fact this morning.
That doesn't count.
Moose can dive like up to like 30 meters, I think. in the water.
Okay.
What?
Is that why they're...
No, look it up. Moose can swim, man.
No, Aaron, you look it up. That's why you called us.
That makes sense because generally, whenever you see a moose, they generally are wearing like a Rolex Submariner or whatever. They always wear dive watches, and now that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like a fashion thing.
Moose. Have you guys seen a moose? Aaron, have you seen a moose in person?
Yes, I have.
3 times or 4 times bigger than you thought it would be?
Oh, they're huge. They're at
Have you
least
guys
4
seen
times.
them?
They're huge.
They are
massive.
whatever you think they are. Multiply that by 3 to 5 times,
Wow.
and
Really?
you will say the S word.
It's not
It's
just a
that much-
horse with horns.
It is.
They're
It's an
terrifying.
elephant with horns.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I never watched the show Northern Exposure. Very scary.
Frightened?
Oh, I did it because Holly scared me too much. Him and his young wife. It made me creeped out.
Thank you, sir.
Moose are huge.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's no reason for them to be that big. That's scary.
huge. There was a TikTok I saw once. I always avoid animal stuff because I'm a super animal lover. I get stressed out. I get stressed out when animals are even scared because I feel bad. I get stressed out sometimes for animals in movies where the family's like having a big fight because that dog does not know this isn't real. Like, anyway, I say that. I'm watching a TikTok. They're up in probably Banff. And this guy's trying to touch a moose. And a person is filming it, yelling, "Get away from that moose." And this dude, he did the find out and go around thing.
Right.
And found out. And I was so glad. Don't. It's already bigger than you.
Yeah.
And then
It's
a
like
wild
illegal.
animal.
I do know that in certain areas it's illegal to approach a moose.
Yeah.
Like they make it illegal because they're like, hey, here's a problem. We have a lot of people stumbling out of bars drunk at night. It's up here. It's light year round, and people do idiotic things.
Right.
And too many people were trying to pet a moose, and it never goes well.
And here, the other rule, they were here before us. They will be here after us. We've just paved one of the areas they walk around.
Do they not have like any predators or anything?
Oh,
like,
I
nothing?
can't. This is intense.
Is this the guy approaching the moose?
No,
I
they
don't know
have
if
to.
that's him.
Wolves.
Okay, turn it
Wolves
up.
will take 'em
Can we
down.
turn this up, or is this filled with curse words? Okay,
It
I'm gonna
might
put
be
my finger on the dump
It might be
button.
cursed for it filled.
Christ, you guys must be the dumbest people I've ever met in my life.
That one don't look that big.
Touch it. Go ahead,
It
try.
is.
Go ahead, try it.
That's a
See what
younger
happens.
calf. It looks
Oh
like.
yeah, so it's a guy across the street.
See how long that Lego go.
Yeah.
This is the great accents
from the
too.
moose.
Get away from the moose.
Why are you doing that? Get away from that moose, eh? It's going to hit you.
Yeah, I am.
It's going to hit you. You're going to take a hit harder than you did in NHL 96.
Gonna lose some teeth.
Okay, and then they keep inching closer.
Yeah.
Inching closer. And the moose obviously doesn't want it. Okay, you want to go? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And you know what? What happened behind that car? We don't need to know.
We don't even know. I blame Jay Ward for all of this. Remember Jay Ward?
No.
He invented Bullwinkle and Rocky.
Oh, he did?
He made him a lovable moose that everybody wants to touch.
That's so funny.
You know?
God.
But there is something about the risk, and it's just exciting.
No.
Let's go push that cow over.
It's horrible.
Let's go, yeah.
Well, now cows, that's just fun.
Now, the moose did star in the opening credits of When Animals Attack, right?
Really?
I think so. I think there was a moose and a bear and then maybe one mountain lion in the opening credits of When Animals Attack.
That was back in the heyday of order these VHSs and we'll send them to you.
Miss it.
Yeah. And then you know what? YouTube came along and destroyed that. Yeah, exactly.
Back when girls were wild.
It was when girls were wild.
What kind of flex is this? Their horns are fur covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
moose,
like
dude.
reindeer kind of.
Yeah, they're in the
Do you
cold,
realize
dude.
the kind of money a moose has to have to walk around with fur?
Yeah, and the Rolex. 30 meters is wild.
Dang.
It's a big animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what? I think if you're on that
Wait till
show,
you guys start doing Alaskan cruises with your listeners.
we did one.
We did one. We
You
actually
did?
did one.
Yeah.
We went to glaciers.
And you didn't see a moose?
Not in a while, but
you
we
need
did
your money
go
back.
to a lumberjack competition. I remember that.
You did?
Yeah, that was one of the things. We took that train to the top of the mountain. We did that. We saw glaciers.
I wasn't on the show yet. I was a comic that went to do some of the entertainment for the listeners.
Yeah.
But I was
Me too.
Okay. But I had comics money, so while everyone got off the boat to go check out Alaska,
Yeah.
I stayed on the boat, and people were like, "What are you doing today?" I was like, "I haven't made up my mind yet," because I didn't want to say, "I'm barely here. I am barely here. I'm going to sit in the room and not pay to drink." Is
Yeah,
what I'm gonna do.
I call that getting the fries.
Yeah.
When you're a comic with other comics who have more money than you know, I'm just going to get the fries.
Can I just have a couple of your fries?
Is it cool if can I order at the bar? Can I order at the bar and then just bring my food over the table because you don't even want to sweat any sort of split checking at all?
We got to get into that later how weird the business is, because you can sometimes be sitting next to a dude who you guys were all buddies and a dude hits it and now he
just got a writing job.
We're not kidding. Is now a millionaire.
Mm-hmm. In the span of like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're out to eat and it's palpable how some lives have changed and some haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And you're with a group and you're like, this.
But here's the thing, and I think I can speak for all four of us when I say this, and the applause room people. I think though, like us, if we hit that level, I would instantly tell anybody sitting down, like, I got this, like right away.
Yeah, I know. Some people don't,
because I can't. I get such bad anxiety. My fear. I would have anxiety about feeling like they're stressing about this dinner. So I would instantly go, I got this.
Yeah, but if you start getting every single dinner,
I think that's part of then you don't go out with because you got to pay.
Lonely at the top.
And see, what you're talking about right now might be why some people go, well, he's an ass now. He doesn't even hang out with us anymore. But maybe that's why he's just like, this is too much.
Yeah, because we've been the fries. I'll just get the fries guy. We've all been.
Dude, I lived in L.A. for a year, and yeah, like I had a buddy call and goes, "Hey, do you want to go out?
Right.
I've got a running buddy," and this is 20 years ago.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
So he wasn't as big as he is now, but he just finished a movie called Titanic.
Okay.
Leo DiCaprio, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna all run around." He's like, "We're gonna go out.
Zane. Let's go, Zane."
He's like, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go here," and I was like, "Okay." And at first I was like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna roll around," and there was no like, everyone's going to buy us drinks or whatever.
Right.
They were going to buy him drinks.
Of course.
And then girls were going to go, "Hey, can you But all of a sudden I was like, I can't be here. I can't be here because we're going from place to place to place. That's $13 beers 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And we keep having to pay $20 parking everywhere we're going.
Yeah.
And this night has cost me $150 that I don't have. And I'm miserable.
Yes.
I am miserable. And this should be a blast.
Boys, when I tell you, I was the designated driver for one of my best friend's bachelor parties, and everybody was like, "You're the nicest dude in the world," and I just kept to myself saying, "I'm broke." That's why. I'm not drinking anything. I'm not paying anything at this strip club. I'm not doing any of that stuff. And everybody thinks it's like, man, he really cares. That what a sacrifice for one of his best friends to be a DD.
Yeah.
And I go, no, I just can't. I have no money, guys. I work part-time at El Torito and Universal Studios as a character escort, asking people from foreign countries to stop hitting Shrek. That's what I'm doing. That's my bachelor party. It's me and Fiona and Crash Bandicoot crushing a 12er in the back.
It's so weird that they would own those two properties as well, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yes.
All right,
That part doesn't even make sense.
I got to ask Daniel a question.
Well, hang on, we got to do a quick break,
And you guys didn't respond to this when I sent this to you on Friday.
Okay.
I'm surprised because it was like the biggest news of the weekend, but it happened up in Daniel's neck of the woods, and I want to know what's going on up there.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
It's shocking. It's shocking.
Let me see.
Okay.
What let me see to remind me?
See that?
Oh, yeah. That's going to take a little bit longer.
Cow.
So we'll come back. We're going to hang with Daniel all morning. Also, there's rumor. You know, we've been doing all year. We've been working on our New Year's resolutions, and there's a rumor we might have an in-studio visit from Marky Mark, who may motivate us in how to better our lives.
Oh,
I take those steps.
I'm not doing one of those cold dunks, man. Whatever those.
Cold plunge.
Cold plunge.
Have you even tried it yet?
No, but
Well, I guess you're not a real man, then, are you?
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
If only this gentleman had listened to our show just a scant 3 or 4 minutes ago. It's time to get to the Nod of the Odds. A video is shared on an Instagram account, Tour-ons of national parks, which is kind of calls out bad behavior. And a guy decided that he was going to pet a javelina. We just said it. They're wild animals. And it starts with wild. W-I-L-D.
Can I say this just for the people in the applause room? What's a javelina?
it's kind of like a cross between a porcupine and a pig, right?
Oh, is this one of those Texas animals that don't exist that you guys are afraid of?
Like a jackalope.
Like the cabra chuba, what is it? The chupacabra?
Chupacabra.
Yeah.
Right. The chuba libra?
Mm-hmm.
Look, you fib. All right.
Yeah, born and raised, baby, with a silent W.
Yeah, a guy decided he was going to pet a javelina. A javelina is
It's like a sauce that's on your enchiladas.
Here's what happened. Years ago...
You want javelina on that?
Years ago, a wolf had an...
Gather round all while Grandpa slowly tells a story.
A wolf had unconsensual sex with a coyote.
How do you know that?
The offspring had sex with a domestic dog, and then...
A wolf Odie had sex with a dog.
And then that dog had sex with a pig.
So then the wolf Odie dog had sex with a pig.
And that's what a javelina
What movie is this?
Deliverance.
I'm going to have to watch
the new Disney. It's a new Disney.
Lion King 3.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. He decided that he was going to pull up.
Y'all just getting the javelinas in? Who had fries? One person ordered only fries.
You guys want to take a look at the guy who decides to feed this javelina?
That's a koala hog. That's a koala hog.
Yeah.
Those are mean. I can tell you right now. Good.
Scared the living S out of me, dude. That scared the living S out of me. Oh, yeah, drive on after that.
Yeah, drive on.
Roll them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Is that what cute animals do? It's like I got to look cute for a second, and then when it's my opportunity.
Mm-hmm. That's how they get you.
Damn.
Women do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I do that.
I got... that's why my house looks the way it does, filled with kids. She looked all cute and bashful.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Then
we had babies, and boy, she's not bashful anymore.
Part
I'll
wolf,
tell you that
part
right
coyote.
now.
That's what she is.
A wolf Odie. So anyway, that's that story, ladies and gentlemen.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
A man has asked a doctor to remove two of his fingers. He lives in Quebec, or Quebec, but I believe they call it Quebec up there.
They go, it's Quebec, sorry.
Sorry.
He's suffering from something called BIID, body integrity identity disorder.
Okay.
He wants the fourth and fifth fingers on his left hand removed, which would be his pinky
everybody's
and his
looking.
ring.
I don't care where you are right now, listener. I know you're driving and you're looking at your hand on the wheel.
Fourth and a fifth are the ring finger and the pinky. He wants them removed, he says, because they don't belong on his body.
So he wants to just permanently say the number 3 the German way.
Yes, exactly is what he wants to do. What movie was that where the guy got caught?
Glorious Bastards.
God, you got it fast, too. Throughout his life, he says those two body parts have caused him pain. Serious, constant irritability. He says that they've given him impaired dexterity, vivid nightmares.
So this is the movie Idle Hands.
I haven't seen that one.
You've never seen Idle Hands?
I haven't seen that one.
The hand takes a life of its own.
They
Oh,
both
really?
do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that. He just says he wants to have them removed. He's fantasized about removing those two fingers himself, but he's afraid to do it.
Don't put that on your bio.
Yeah, he's not well.
Well,
there's something going on there.
That is the best way to say it.
Has he not using these fingers for anything?
He is using them,
They're
and
using him.
here's where the irony of ironies come from. He does use them in his job every day. Guess where he works, ladies and gentlemen? He works in a sawmill. And how he hasn't been able to find his way out of... Have we ever seen a shop teacher that had all 10 digits? No. It doesn't
Minimum
happen.
9.5.
No, exactly. I think Mr. Papke was a 9.5.
Was that your shop teacher?
Yeah, Mr. Papke.
That is such a good name, too.
Dan, he talked like this. He talked like an old Midwestern farm reporter.
Of course he did.
And it makes sense, too, because it's like you're probably working in a factory somewhere, and then you realize, now it's time to teach. I
Yes,
just lost
of
half a
course.
finger. It's time.
But this guy, he can't oopsie-daisy his way into getting his dream come true. You work in a factory where you could, I just workman comps myself and made all my wishes happen.
Well, apparently having BIID doesn't also make you SMART, because he should be able to figure
I have
his
no
way to
idea
this.
what you spelled, but I imagine it didn't make him better.
It didn't. My first time I ever got drunk in a bar, I was with my older stepbrother. We were in Louisiana.
Okay.
He gave me his ID so I could sneak in. We're sitting there drinking.
As if Louisiana's like that hardcore about it.
His ID said that I was 18. That's how I could, but they were letting me drink at 18, right? I wasn't even 18
That's
yet.
my point.
And we were in there drinking, and I was just, and I've never really been drunk before, and it is a loopy feeling. And he said, "Whatever you do, don't stare at this girl's hand." I go to school with her. She cut her finger off in shop class. Now you have to know something about my older stepbrother. He is a bit of what we would call, and I say this politely, a bit of a bully.
Oh, okay.
He's always pulling pranks and jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't look at her hand. Don't look at her hand. So then I'm like, oh, he's effing with me. And I look down, I'm like, oh, she's missing a finger. She's missing a finger. And then I go, wait, he's trying to make me think she's missing a finger, but she really had. Wait. And I can't really focus because I'm drunk and whatever. And she's talking to me. And then I start laughing because why laugh? I go, it's stupid, but my brother was trying to make me think that you were missing a finger. And I look down and realize she is clearly missing a finger. Clearly, right after I said that.
Yeah.
And then it got very uncomfortable because she was like, that's rude. Why would you do that to me? And I was like, not to me, to him. Because she was like, why would you? And he was like, I told him not to say anything about your missing hand. Anyway, that's my cute story about the first time I was drunk.
You should be able to ask. I don't like that. I mean, if you're in an intimate setting, you can't just ask someone on the street. But
You should be able to say what happened there?
yeah, what happened
And
to
I
your
think you
finger?
should also be used to it.
Yeah, that's get used to it.
But
man.
where could you, if you were in one of those wheelchairs that has, where the brace goes around your head?
Yeah.
Oh,
And you have a straw with it?
Yeah, Reese. You're going
Okay.
Reese full
Well, you
Reese.
can't really
Going
talk.
Stephen
Where would you
Hawking's
get?
in.
Because there would be a huge line of people anytime you went out. If it was just societally, it was
Well,
polite.
people don't want to know about a wheelchair. Wheelchair is too much of a story.
You think we only? So I want to know about hands, but not legs.
Yeah, that's a quick cash.
What are you, a legist?
Would you try to feed a wild pig? What happened to your finger? Like, that's a quick little story. I don't want to be drunk deep diving into why someone jumped headfirst into a river they'd never been in before. See, right now I already ruined the vibe for us, and we're not even drinking.
Yeah, that's the worst part too, isn't
Right.
it?
I just
that's
want to
the
know
worst part.
How'd you lose your dig? That's all. That's a quick little
That
fun
way
story.
I can avoid it.
Did you ever work the loony bin in Oklahoma City?
No.
Is it still called that?
Super gorgeous girl that used to come out and watch comics there.
Okay.
And she was in a wheelchair.
Love where this is going.
She was in a wheelchair.
Great. She's
And-
Jason Streeted herself.
She, sure enough, drunk and was a life of the party and decided to do something stupid on a diving board.
Nope, it's the worst.
And is in a wheelchair now.
Always check that depth.
Here's the
that's
weird
a
thing.
rule.
Throw a rock
Here's the
in
weird thing.
first
That's
or
a
something.
rule for life. Check that depth.
She invited me to go back to her house for a threesome.
You, her, in the chair. That doesn't count, buddy. As a guy who's never had one. Got him! Ooh, I love that room. As a guy who's never had one, that doesn't count. Can I bring it down real quick for a second?
Absolutely.
The worst.
Oh, please do.
The worst is the Ozarks. People go jumping into water in Ozarks they haven't been, and you know what's, especially around bridges, and you know what they find at the bottom of that? Rebar.
Oh.
Yeah. And people will jump in, and then they'll go full Vlad the Impaler on
come
themselves.
on, man.
Really?
I guess.
Do they die or they end up rebarbed or what
They
happens?
become part of the bridge.
Oh, forever? And they just stay there?
Yeah, forever.
I'm
You
not
have
an
to.
open water person.
People has to bring you food.
Looney Bins in Little Rock. Is it the same one?
It's the same company.
Yeah.
They have
they
one
have-
in Little Rock,
It's
one
a
in
chain?
Tulsa. Yeah.
LBs.
They're still going, man. They're up. I don't know any of these comedians that are playing there, but it's still going.
Well, you guess what? I don't think anybody ever knew the comedians that were there. They were there. I will tell you this.
Were you there in the summer? Is that why you
Summer
say?
Bay. No, that was that. Those places were actually really good to me. And what was weird is that the owner would only book you if you did well at Little Rock. But he gave me a clearance. He
John
goes-
Reap's going to be there.
He
in like
said to me
4
one
months.
day-
I know him.
He said to me one time, "Hey, you're not good in my home club. You're just not good. But you do well in the other clubs, and they like you. So I'm gonna say, go ahead and keep you out there. But I don't want you back here again." Which I was so happy because I really did. I tanked every time I was in Little Rock. I just absolutely tanked. Yeah, just ate S every single time. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't want you back here, but you can go to the other clubs." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. That actually is a relief for all of us." But he had a manager in his Wichita club. And one night, everybody was laughing in the club, and I couldn't figure out. You know, in those moments where we're like, I'm not
that's
telling
the
jokes.
worst
They're
feeling
laughing
when
about
the
something
audience
else.
knows something you don't know.
Yeah. And then I looked down, and I had a red laser sight on my chest, and the manager had pulled his pistol and had the sight on my chest during the show because he thought it was funny.
Well, so did everybody else, which should tell you something about how you're doing.
They did. But I was having a fine set. He just thought it was funny to mess with me to point his loaded pistol at me.
No. Look, I know we have more odds than odd, but really quick, what happened with the wheelchair girl in the three-way?
I had just started living with the woman that became my wife, and I said, I thank you very much, but I can't.
Okay.
And I think it's a real missed opportunity.
Boo room in full effect.
It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, that's the thing, though. The next time my wife tells me, like, will you pick up your socks? I'm going to say, I gave up a wheelchair threesome for you.
That'd be good.
You can pick up my socks, woman.
Right.
Do you know the sacrifices I've made so that you could give us children?
Yeah.
Damn
And
bitch.
And you know she would have loved it if you would have pushed her from behind. I mean, that joke
Nice.
technically works.
Nice.
Here's the thing, though. When I'm
Structurally,
with,
that joke
I know,
works.
I was waiting for someone
Here's the
else
thing,
to
though.
laugh.
Here's the thing to remember.
I was like,
When I
I
was
didn't want to be the first one in on that one, man. I'm
Not
just
on
like,
the dance floor.
I'm just having
Matt
fries.
did.
I'm
Matt
just
did.
having the fries
Matt
here.
wanted to be.
Here's the nice thing is when you're with a girl like that and she goes, "Are you in yet?" It's not an insult.
Oh, jeez.
No?
not
I
how
mean,
you
structurally,
roll,
that works too.
It does work
Yes,
structurally. I was
structurally,
not
that
going
works.
for kindness.
Right.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
Can't wait to hear you guys workshop that routine.
GOP,
That will not be on the special Rose Gold dropping Wednesday night.
but it will be on a
Wednesday
new
night.
special,
I wanna
Wheels
be-
Up.
Wednesday night, and you're going to be live on YouTube.
Yeah,
for the
8:30
premiere.
8:30
so people
Rochelle.
can comment and all that while
Yes, 8:30 Rochelle,
love it.
Illinois time. That's Central. I will be in Rochelle watching Rose Gold at 8:30 p.m. with everybody, and I'll be in the comments
Wednesday.
probably doing some version of a AMA where I bet I avoid some of the A's.
Far-right Republican Representative Gino Bulso lives in Tennessee, and he has put up a bill. Oh, he's holding up a bill in Tennessee that would outlaw first cousin marriage in Tennessee. Apparently, it's still legal to marry your first cousin in Tennessee. He says, no, I don't want to. And he says, hey, if gays can get married, why can't cousins? Is his argument. Besides a myriad of reasons why that doesn't quite line up.
Not a 1-to-1.
It's not exactly a 1-to-1.
No. I mean, it is a 1-to-1 in terms of people, but it's not a 1-to-1 in terms of equivalency.
He says, is there a public health... I'm doing the accent that I'm assuming he's going to have.
Go with it.
Is there a public health issue with a male marrying a male first cousin? Obviously, I think the answer is no. So gay cousins can still marry. And that ain't fair. It ain't right. Some of the fellow...
If you double tap the "it ain't fair, it ain't right," you are losing whatever argument you're in. If you got to go back to back on those two sentences, you know you've lost.
What happened to love is love?
He says, let me explain something about Oberfell as well. That's the one of the other big bills that went through the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Obviously, in my view, Oberfell was a grievously wrong decision. Bulsa, who led the effort to ban pride flags in Tennessee, said to no one's surprise, it was an example of the U.S. Supreme Court working as a super legislature. But as we stand here today, Oberfell is the law of the land. When it comes to the First Cousin Amendment, there are three possibilities. Possibility number one, you have a male and a male who are first cousins, and they want to get married. The second possibility is you got a female and wants to marry a female first cousin. Once again, no public health issue because a female and a female can't make no baby.
I want him to keep going with it. And that scenario 76. You meet a woman at an Applebee's. You have a good connection. Sure, you share a last name, but at that moment, you don't know your cousins. Then you find out you're cousins, but you've already held hands. Scenario 82. There's somebody at the family reunion, but not directly near your table at the family reunion, possibly at another reunion of their own. You find out you're cousins, but you have the same twinkle in each other's eyelid, and you know it's because of your daddies.
Ladies and gentlemen, he ended his stand-up. He ended standing up by saying, if it weren't for cousins marrying, I wouldn't be here today. Yes, it turns out that this representative...
This guy a Lannister?
No, his parents were... first cousins.
Of course.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
That's
just trying to keep his family
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
There you go. That's how that all works out. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Somebody just texted me and said,
Go ahead.
say your YouTube channel, Daniel.
What is your YouTube
Probably
channel?
would help, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Van Kirk Comedy.
Daniel Van Kirk Comedy. We're going to come back and talk to Daniel, and we're going to get all the details out about his new special, Rose Gold.
Thank you, buddy.
Plus, we're going to find out about some of the podcasts he's involved with and all that good stuff in 3 minutes. We have Kathy Griffin tickets that are going out here in a little bit. Kathy Griffin is in town as part of Moon Tower. And we'll be giving those away later in the morning. If you want to catch her while she's here. You know, we're going to have all kinds of Moon Tower stuff coming up throughout the week as well. Of course, one of our long-time friends, I wanted to say. Rachel Feinstein will be joining us amongst others. And probably we'll have some friends of Daniel's in because it's usually kind of our thing to do is to have the Squars in.
You're going to have them in?
If
they're available,
if they'll come in here, it's been kind of tradition. Yeah, it's been kind of tradition. You know, they're part of the group of mentalities we like. Now, you've done podcasts with the Sklar Brothers for a long time. Dumb People Town.
Man.
I want to say
12 years.
Is it
this
that?
Is our 12th year.
Wow. That was at the dawn of
Here's
podcasting.
so weird. I was going to say, it's been like 5 years now, hasn't it? Like, that's literally what my brain thought.
Well, the show rebranded to Dumb People Town in like 2017. So you're not super far off in that feeling.
So it was before...
But we were doing a version of that podcast since 2012.
Right. And you were also doing Pen Pals.
Me and Rory Scovel.
With you and Rory Scovel. And I got to tell you what, that is a blast.
Thanks, buddy.
That doesn't, I didn't want that sound backhanded like the other one isn't. It's just that one in particularly has tickled me a whole lot.
Thanks. I mean, it's Rory and I just being two cackling idiots people send us letters in from anything that they want about their life. Not even just advice. Just, hey, look at my new dog.
Yeah.
It could be anything. And should I go to lunch with my grandma? She's mean sometimes. I guess that'd be sort of advice. The answer was no. But they just send them to us, and then Rory and I read them. We have wonderful guests on the show. Will Ferrell's been on the show. Conan O'Brien has been on the show. Judd Apatow, Tiffany Haddish, Sarah Silverman, Rose Byrne. It's
Hey,
a really,
man,
really
you
fun
dropped
show.
something.
Where?
Some names. You dropped them all over the floor. Dude.
Okay, I got to take them with me to the next radio show I do, so don't let me leave them here.
Can I?
They're really fun.
It's a really fun show. What's funny is
Pen pals.
Rory's never done the show here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he'd love to hanging out with you guys.
Well, I would love to hang with too. You know what? I think something happened where we didn't have him like the first, I think, 2 times he came through town when he was coming up. And then Rory just, ended up catching fire early, you know?
Yeah.
And then
last time he was here, he flew in and out on the same day.
Well, that's the thing. That's where he got into was in the, hey, I'm coming in, but I'm not going to get there till 11 a.m. So we just started missing him. And, but yeah, I would love, he's a delight as well. And that's, and then, are you doing another podcast as well these days? Are you doing a third one?
I have those 2, and then I'm launching a project that will start in May.
Okay.
It's I love this life. What you guys do.
Yes,
I was born and raised on talk radio and just in Chicago great radio like Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer. And
everybody knows Dahl and Meyer, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm doing a show. It's called The Midnight Air, and it's an overnight radio podcast 5 nights a week. Episodes aren't going to... They're going to be like 30, 40 minutes tops each night.
Oh, they got to be.
And every night will be a bit different, have a different theme to it, but it's always going to be... I'll start out the show by saying this is an overnight podcast for people who can't sleep and people who are trying to.
Nice. When that's out...
Yeah.
Definitely send us a message so that we can push that
Thanks.
out.
And I'm going to have rotating nights that are guest oriented too. So whether it's piped in or you guys happen to be in town, I would love to have.
That's great. Would love to do that. Let me ask. It's Daniel Van Kirk, by the way. If you're just joining us later in the morning, who is one of our faves and fantastic comic. He would be a secret message comic, but he's not performing tonight. But he is promoting. He's got his brand new special that's going to be dropping on YouTube.
Yep.
And he did a very cool thing. He said no to some money because he said, I don't want this special locked up and being delivered in a weird way. I want as many people to see it as possible.
Yeah, I really would love
So you're just going to stream it out, and I love the idea that you could do a premiere, and this is really cool. He's going to be in the comments during the premiere. It's at 8:30 on Wednesday.
Yes.
It's called Rose Gold. You can watch it, and there's the great thing. Anybody can get YouTube on their television now. You know the way to stream it on your TV.
I shot it all myself. I did everything myself. So a lot of the comments were people being like, how come the lighting's like that? And I'm like, because I did it myself.
It's also the first comedy special ever done as a selfie. You shot it literally
100%.
in front of a crowd.
So tired.
How? So stupid.
I know.
It's so stupid.
Well, that's why I was born.
We're going to have so he's hanging with us all morning. And Bob, you had questions.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, here we go.
This is from your neck of the wood, and this is for everybody, because this is one of those moments in life that you never encounter, and then when it happens, you're like, well, what do I do? What's my play?
Okay.
What's my next move here?
Yeah.
So, landed O'Hare.
Okay.
Huge. It's a city onto itself.
Yeah, for some people would say that was your first mistake.
Well, I know, but it was
fine.
close to Schomburg.
Yeah,
I didn't want. Normally, I'd go midway.
Yes, but then you're adding an extra third onto your trip.
Right. Order up the Uber.
Okay.
Now,
I've done this.
Actually, my wife did, and then she hands me the phone because she's got to get on her second phone to take a conference call because she's still doing business on a sidewalk.
Businesswoman.
Outside of O'Hare.
Mm-hmm.
And I look down to see how far away he is, or she, or whatever. I don't know who it is.
Yep.
And then I see the name of my Uber driver.
It was stunning enough to him that he sent me a screenshot, and he said, dude,
we may never speak again.
This is before his Uber shows up at an airport.
Gosh.
So
This could be it.
In a 3-minute period, he said, do I get in this Uber?
What is it? The devil?
Some may say. Some may say.
What is it?
It's a person with the most clueless parents ever. How about that?
A person with the most clueless.
And we're just going to go single name here. Just single name.
Okay.
We don't need the first name.
Okay.
And you look down, and so I'm looking like, do
daughter?
I cancel this Uber? Is it number one? Would it be politically incorrect to get in this? Number two, am I going to be safe? Number
Jimmy
three,
Carter?
number three. If I cancel this Uber at O'Hare, it could be another 20 minutes before I get it. This guy's already on his way, and it's, by the way, it was
He's already
regular.
on his way.
It's a small. It was the least expensive Uber.
So you're getting in a
but it's
Well,
a-
of course it
but
was.
it's a
Look at the guy's
Toyota-
name.
But it's a Toyota Highlander. So I'm
okay.
It's a win
Yes.
win except
Yes.
for this guy's name. Imagine the most.
What's the worst name you could give your kid?
Oh, Ray?
No.
No, you're not
What's the
thinking.
worst name you could name a
Historically.
kid?
I mean, in America, are we still riding with Osama?
Okay, Osama, not a good one, but you're on the right path, but not a good name.
Well, I feel like it's a pretty common name.
International.
You're heading in the right direction.
What? I don't know.
Who's the worst guy? Who's the worst guy?
Ever.
I mean, I don't want to alienate any viewers.
Nobody's viewing this. It's radio, and also
we got all these people in the applause room.
They
Can
can't
I
see
just
him.
show him? Can I just show him to get
Yeah.
his reaction?
Yeah.
All right. This is.
Am I going to feel so silly for not thinking of this?
Yeah, you will.
But shut up.
Yeah, see, but the thing that's why you didn't think of it is that no one names their kid that. No one names their kid
Can
that.
I say it?
Yes.
Roy? I'm joking. Hitler?
Yeah. Hitler.
Hitler. No first name, no Hitler.
It's powerful.
Four.
It's a reaction.
If you name your kid Hitler. So we had a guy we used to prank call when I was a kid out of the phone book. He lived in DeKalb. We're in Rochelle, but back then the phone book covered a lot of area. Probably still. Who knows what the phone book does today, right? His name was Oral Sexton. Now, don't flag me because that's the man's name, okay? You don't do that to a kid unless you want to determine the life they're going to have. Or you're saying something about yourself.
Yeah.
If you name your kid Hitler, you're talking, you have to at least be okay or in denial about what happened over there.
If your child,
you're a denier.
if your child is over 85 years old, I give you a pass if you name your child Hitler. Because
what?
If your child's over 85, then that means this was then it would have been before the outbreak of World War II that you named your child Hitler.
How's your math?
Pretty good.
Because 94 is 1930, right? So we're talking 11 years later. No, Hitler's rolling.
Well, here's the irony
Hitler
of the
was
whole
very,
situation.
very popular in lots of areas of the world because he was seen as sort of a
okay, fine.
populist.
Let's not math
and
fight.
He came
let's
out,
not math fight.
He also
Fine,
came out with his
85 or over.
He
I'll
came
go
out with his
man,
own basketball shoes
right.
and his own line of Bibles. He was very popular at the time.
They're very good. They're very good. You're gonna love this name. I'm gonna name him a baby. He's gonna be the biggest name anybody's ever known, after me, of course. That is wild.
We kept that ride. We got
First off,
pristine.
I consider you a comedian because I don't know what you call yourself. Everybody gets weird about terms. As a comedian, Bob, you have to get in that car.
You have to.
You have to.
I know.
You have. You told me I get to meet my first Hitler, and it's in a very innocuous situation.
Remember,
like
they
this.
didn't name him Adolf, which would be a first name. Hitler's not even a first name.
I get in the car.
You go by
it's
hit,
the
right?
cleanest Uber that I've ever been in.
Oh, very structured.
Pure.
A lot of organization.
A water bottle for each of us. There are fun-sized Snickers.
How are you doing? Welcome to my Uber.
There's candy. I write to
You sit here.
I write to one of my sons. I go.
Right,
You may
with
never
Hitler.
see your mom and dad again. He goes,
Right.
what? And I tell him, he goes, yeah, but he's got it. He wrote it because it's a visual joke.
Sure.
He goes, but he's got a 4.9.
He does.
That's great. Love a good family joke. Love a good
He has
family
a
joke.
496.
He said, close the air vents.
Dude,
He's a 496. That's a great rating for Hitler.
I got that 496.
He had fun-sized candies in a bowl.
I
in
don't
the
know if
back
there's anything
seat.
fun size about Hitler. Hitler.
I don't know what.
Tell me you talked to him. If you tapped no conversation, I will never forgive you.
But he was on a.
They're always on. They're always
he's
on.
talking, but I could
and
tell
every
from-
listener knows we're motioning near our ears. They're always on.
I could tell from his accent, though, that he's south of here. I'm not sure if it was Mexico or South America.
Yeah, probably Argentina.
Well,
if you
that's
think
what
about
I
it.
was wondering. but didn't we do a story last week about a whole family of kids that were named?
Dude. If you had asked him and he said, I'm from Argentina. I'm named after my grandfather.
I'm named after my grandfather's best friend.
How does Uber not flag them, but go, hey, man?
Because can you
do that legally? I mean, it's your...
No.
You can't?
Hitler. I'd want to know what his nickname is. Also, could you imagine playing pickup basketball with that guy? And you walk into the gym and you just keep people Hitler up top. Hitler, dude, you got to pass, bro. You got to pass. Hitler. And Hitler's like, I can do this on my own.
What does he do at Starbucks? How does that?
Oh, that's hilarious, too.
How many of his friends growing up
got Hitty, right?
Got suspended because when he walked into class, what did they say? Hi, Hitler.
Oh, he's got to be so specific about how he waves.
There was
he can't even, to get the waitress, he's got to be
very careful.
Everything he does is like the things in front of car washes that flop around.
He does it very low.
He cannot do a hard wave.
He cannot.
You would think there would be something apologetic about that experience. Like you would get in and he would just go,
yep.
Just
like
shrug his shoulders
and put
his hands
Hitler.
up. Free candy.
Yeah. Fun-size candy.
I'm not a bad guy.
Water.
Bad name.
Maybe he's trying to take it back.
I don't know. There's no explanation.
My cousin had an idiot friend in high school who had a kid, right after high school, named him Natas. Natas.
Okay.
Satan backwards. And I was like, this is why people. Also, in my hometown, the people had twins. They named them. I love you, Rochelle, but let's not deny who we are sometimes. They named their kids Jack Daniels and Samuel Adams. Twins. Twins.
The thing is that to me should have come more from your Wisconsin relatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the funniest thing about this screen cap. What does it say at the top? Tip Hitler? We'll deliver your tip after the ride. 15, 20, 25%. I mean, how deep do you go on Hitler?
What did you tip?
Here's a tip.
I
go
don't
with
know
a different name.
Well, if you go back into the app, if you didn't tip, you've probably taken an Uber ride since. You took one to the airport, so you wouldn't get to.
I may not be the first guy not to tip him. I don't. But
here's what I want to know is that the night before, he got super drunk with a friend, and his friend got into his app and said, "This is going to be hilarious. I'm going to change Carmen's name to Hitler so that the first ride he grabs I'm going to see how long it takes before he notices that I changed his name in his Uber
even an
app."
Adolf will make you pause.
Right.
Even an Adolf, you go, who names their kid Adolf anymore?
Hitler is always all caps. That's intense.
All caps.
Hitler.
I'll have to see.
There's just three things. You don't name a kid Adolf. Nobody grows the little mustache.
No, you can't do
And you don't name the kid Hitler. Those are three things.
One of the best rides I ever had, though.
Really?
I mean, Toyota Highlander.
There's rides
hybrid?
there's good rides on both sides, guys. There's good rides on both sides. That is wild.
That's your Illinois, man. That's your Chicago. That's where you shot your special in Hitlertown.
In Hitlertown. I don't think that'll catch on.
Jeez.
God, I hope it doesn't. Oh, that's wild. What a gem. What a gem of life. You imagine if you had a set that night, you get to go on stage and be like...
No one would believe it, though.
It does sound like a setup. It does not sound
like something
real.
you say in every city.
And if you had come back and said, "Hey guys," I would have thought, "Oh, he's embellishing somehow, or he fixed this." Because the fact that you sent it to me immediately and said, "Should I get in this car right now?"
No, I think I said you may never see me. Yeah. I mean, this could be our last communication. I don't know where this goes.
No, then I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
Hey, pop him on real quick so people can hear this phone call that are you just getting? Okay, you're on air now. What did you need to say to Bob?
Meister Fonseca, this is your Uber driver from Chicago. Why did you not tip me on your ride from the airport?
Dude,
I don't know who this is supposed to be.
Did
you take another Uber driver? Just as unruly?
Well, why did you not keep me?
Do you remember who's the real handsome actor who was married to Brad Pitt? Remember Brad Pitt in 7 years in Tibet or whatever, where he tried to do an English accent and it's just horrendous?
Kevin Costner when he tried to do one in Robin Hood.
Do you remember the Italian
He did
friend?
not try.
No.
The Italian friend of Leo DiCaprio in Titanic, how he's like, Leo, where we going? He was so over the top. Sir, this is, I don't know if you're doing, now here's the funny thing. You said he's from south of, this sounds like a mix of Mexican.
No, Dan, tell him the character you think it is.
From Indiana Jones. He's
The guy
Indy's
with
friend.
the fez.
Yeah.
Oh, Indy.
Good to see you. Good to see you,
Good to see you, my friend. Do you want a date? Do you want a date, my friend? Oh, don't worry about that little monkey. Sala, it's me, Sala, your friend, and your Uber driver.
We need someone with an
named him
accent.
after the dog.
What? Where does the accent need to be from? We don't care. We just need an accent for this part of the movie. We'll
be
put a fez on you and
could
people
be
will know.
Anywhere.
Could be Greece.
You have brought a real comic relief to the show, and we appreciate that, caller.
Thank you, caller.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Hey, no, don't drop the
Don't
character.
drop it.
My God. It's the only compliment you got, and then you drop it.
Well,
No, you
Hang
gotta
up on
stay
him. We're
with
done
it.
with you now.
Sorry,
We
I don't know who
dispatched
this
you,
is.
sir.
Ugh.
Thank you.
Aaron would have never done that.
No.
Aaron brought the facts.
That's right. That's right. We're hanging out with Daniel Van Kirk.
Daniel Van Kirk comedy on YouTube. Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Rochelle, Illinois time. That's the same time as here, Central.
Your brand new special. It's called Rose Gold, and it will
is.
be on YouTube.
Named after my grandmother, Rosemary.
Okay.
It's her birthday on Wednesday as well.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. She turns 94.
That's special. Oh, she's still around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
She's still crushing it. She's great. She's the best person I know.
Should drink a little?
There's a whole bit about yeah. First drink I ever had was hers.
Hell yeah.
Running around the house, probably Christmas time. Run up, I saw this drink. Drank the whole thing.
That's
pounded
the
it.
thing
Put
about
it down.
grandmas
Grandma, your orange juice is weird. That was my first drink.
Grandmas who go a long time tend to have a little tipple here and there.
Of course. Rosemary kicks it back.
Hell yeah.
She's the best. She's rose gold.
Daniel Van Kirk Comedy.com.
Yeah.
Or
well, no,
comedian.
DanielVanKirk.com. That's
Okay,
for listening to
okay.
everything. You can find out my movie that's out. You can go watch that. You can see all my dates coming up. I'm going to be in Denver and everywhere. I'll be back in Austin this summer, I believe. So everything's there. But the special will be live Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Daniel Van Kirk Comedy, and I will be in the chats. I'll be part of the premiere,
On
answering
YouTube.
questions.
That's a
talking to
really
people.
cool thing that you're going to be there for the premiere.
Yeah, man, I just want
in the
people
comments.
to love it and like it, and most importantly, if you're one or both of those first two things of loving or liking, sharing it. That goes the farthest way in the world. People who share with their coworkers that they love this radio show or love you guys or coming out to any of the live stuff you do, it goes the farthest. When
And can
people
I do
tag
this for
comedy
you?
clubs-
Please like,
Yeah.
subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
There you go. That's very nice. I mean, that's a real one right there.
Nailed it, bro.
Nailed it.
Here's a thing where I think people should also. I think they should follow your Instagram because you're really good at this, and I thoroughly enjoy the goofball clips you make when you're going to the next town.
Yeah, I'll go to a gas station and give a tour of the gas station.
Or just you're coming out of someplace and and you'll tell some weird dumb
come and
story
goes?
and you go, oh, and by the way, I'm going to be in blah blah blah. Like,
you
do such a good job of leading somebody instead of just putting up a picture that says whatever. You pull people in with these really dumb stories.
Yeah,
and it's great.
Well, it's where I'm from.
I thoroughly enjoy. I'm not BSing you. I really enjoy and look forward to where you're headed next stories on your Instagram. You do a great job.
We just want people to come out to the show so we can all have a good time together, right? I mean, that's one. We're in this, all of us, because on some level, something broke very early on where we wanted.
Here's a man who recognizes what entertainment is all about.
We wanted to be the person who could have a good time. Please don't judge us on our merits because you'll leave us.
Right.
But if we can make you laugh and have a good time, that's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So even when I make those videos, even in that, I'm like, well, what is something that's fun? Whether I found a weird hole in Virginia that I'm like, I might get in this hole, or I was at a come and go gas station, different kind of hole, but come and go gas station in Iowa, and I'm like, hey, did you guys know they're closing down the come and goes? So they're changing all the names to the come and go gas stations. So at the end, you just go, hey, and here's where I'll be. But I want to make it worth it so that then maybe somebody does come out to the show.
You recently did.
Or watches my special on Wednesday night.
You recently did you're in a quick trip. We have some QTs here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And you point out that you're looking for some Reese's Pieces.
Can you believe this? Did you see it,
how
Bob?
many
It's okay
items
if
do you
didn't,
think that
Bob. You
Reese's
were gone.
makes? How many items Bob? How many items does Reese's
maybe
make?
three.
Google this.
That's what I would say. I'd say okay. I guess 3.
The cups, the
cups,
the ET one
You're going,
things,
wait,
the pieces.
Honestly, give
The
your
pieces.
final answer. True, before you look it up, what's your final answer?
and something at Easter time that's
How
a
many
different
versions
formulation.
of Reese's can you get? You're saying 3?
I'm
not,
gonna
including,
say
not including the peanut butter itself. But
Right.
That may be a different.
you got the mini cups, you got the regular cups, you got the Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I didn't know we were
M&Ms.
doing sizes.
You got the eggs during
It's
Easter
just,
time.
don't you dare throw that M&M attached to your Reese's Pieces. It's just
Okay.
Reese's Pieces.
And you also have the Nutrageous one that they do.
Okay.
That's the candy bar. And then there's a second. I'll go with 6.
Okay.
We're looking up
we
how
can
many.
play the audio of my gram if you guys have the ability to do that.
Yeah, we
Because
do have the ability to
We
do
do
that.
run it down. It probably
Okay.
works both ways.
This is.
Oh, wow.
Did you just look it up?
Well, you're going to count the peanut butter spread. I've seen that. I almost
No,
bought
we're not
that.
counting the spread.
I almost bought that.
Bob
Wait,
says
is
don't count the spread.
Is it not called peanut butter?
No, it is. It's the spread. He's saying.
No, but if you call it a spread,
Reese's
No, they have
peanut
some that's
butter.
just peanut butter.
Reese's peanut butter.
okay. Because
Period.
sometimes when something's not something, like sometimes when chocolate is not chocolate, they'll say
Here, let's not, because Bob's going to try to fix this in his
Chocolate flavored.
Bob can
Look
drill
at my
down like
title for
nobody.
it. Look at my title for it.
Okay.
Losing my mind at the gas station.
Here we go. We got volume on this one.
We'll find out.
Here we go.
We're doing the best we can.
Here we go with Daniel Van Kirk at a Quick Trip trying to get a single packet of Reese's Pieces.
Love Reese's Pieces like I do. Check this out. They have
the pretzels.
Reese's dipped pretzels, and then they have Reese's animal crackers.
2,
Cold cups. Yeah,
3,
Rochelle.
I was repping
Egg. He is
4,
Reese's indeed.
5,
Big cups.
6,
More cups.
Damn.
More cups.
7,
Reese's
8,
regulars. Reese's
7,
fast break.
9,
Reese's Take 5. Reese's
11,
Big Caramel
11,
Cup. Crunchy peanut.
12,
Reese's Puffs. White chocolate.
14, 15.
Kit Kat type deals.
16.
Then more Take 5s, more cups, more Reese's cups. Reese's,
Those are good.
17.
Reese's Big Cup. Shout out
18.
M&M's. You're cool. Reese's Take 5, Reese's Cups, Reese's Cups. Standard old school. Look inside Grandma's purse. This I've never seen in my life. A Reese's peanut butter bar. But you know what they don't have? Pieces. We love Reese's Pieces.
That one kills me. Pieces. Is that not insane? It's.
I had no
I
idea.
think you were looking in the wrong place.
one-
Crazy. I know that's crazy.
Where
Why
else
does it
would you
need-
look? I am
Why does it
screaming
need
at
to
you.
be in bar form? That's the one that got me. It's like, is that their health? Is that the one for the gym? Like,
Yeah, that's
you know
a
what I
protein
mean? It's like,
Reese's.
There probably is a protein Reese's bar.
and was Take 5 is your favorite candy bar?
Well, they do a Reese's
I didn't
Take
even
5.
know it was a
that
Reese's.
always
I didn't know it was
don't
a
think-
Reese's
I
product.
don't think it was. I think it was Hershey's. I think Reese's stole. I think they took it from
Or
Hershey's.
they roll them in the street and say,
don't-
"This is ours now, bitch." I mean,
I don't
you
think Take
you can't
5
just take somebody's bar from them.
Maybe Hershey's is a division of Reese's. I had no. Maybe
Guys, I went through, what would you say, like 18 items. First of all, why is this Quick Trip in Wisconsin? God bless Quick Trips in Wisconsin. Love you so much. Why are they like the test kitchen, the McDonald's test kitchen?
They got everything.
For Reese's.
I love QT.
It's,
They do have
Their
everything.
buffalo sticks are amazing.
but
I wish I would have worn it. I have a Quick Trip sweatshirt. It's one of my prized possessions.
is QT the same thing
Yes.
as like Yum Foods, where if I go,
Oh,
if,
well,
if I,
ours is KT, by the way. It's KW in Wisconsin.
Oh,
It's-
is it?
Yes, yeah. But still same.
What I'm saying is, if I go to a Taco Bell, I know the Taco Bells are there to sell me Pepsi products. Right.
100%,
That's
yes.
why also KFC will sometimes
Yes.
be. They'll all be joined
Yes.
together because
Pizza
they all
Hut, I
have
think.
contracts with Pepsi, and Pepsi basically underwrites them.
Yes.
Is the Reese's Corporation underwriting Quick Trips? Which then brings me another question: where are they getting the dough? Because Bob just said, well, maybe
they are. Everything I said off the top of my head is true. There's the original Take 5. No,
Right.
That's the Hershey's product. Reese's is part of Hershey's, apparently.
Why are we not?
So they put for some reason they decided they have to put the Reese's brand on everything.
Explain
Oh my
something to
gosh.
me.
We got a final
Explain
number on
something to
candy
me.
products. 63.
Rogan will sit around with his friends and talk about injections and other things. How come nobody is talking about the fact that the Hershey's Take 5 is
Oh,
now
you
a
are
Reese's
table
Take
pounding.
5?
Right.
Well, this is a concern of mine.
You're like, if I could jump in here on this Cousin Marion debate, I would like to yield my time for the answer.
Are we supposed to act like this doesn't happen? I mean, that's a
try one. See if you like it. Maybe you'll be on board.
They took the packaging from the red to the Reese's orange.
And if anybody didn't hear me say that final number, whatever your guess was, wherever you're driving, if you didn't hear it, guess now. 63.
Thrillist ranked all 63 Reese's variations.
Pieces has to be one.
Oh, no doubt.
Not at the cute
But
and quick
did you
trip. It
look
ain't.
over by the M&Ms?
That's what I was
where the
thinking.
gum is?
Guys, in the video, look, I crossed
But no,
over
you're in the
4 different
cold
aisles.
case, though.
No, the first one I start out with the animal crackers and the pretzels. That's in a completely different area.
I don't think
then
you
I
and you
walked
didn't
past
want
the
it
cold
hard
case,
enough. Did
and
you
they
ask?
got the cold cups.
Did you ask the guy behind the...
Did you ask for help?
Did you ask...
Okay.
They'll make
He's
you
a
sandwiches,
grown man. He's not an idiot. He went to the cold case for
I
F's
walked up
sake.
to the front, and that man was 7 scratchers into a 20-scratcher ordeal with an old woman who swore one of them was a winner. And I was not going to bother him.
Amazingly, you know what his name tag said? Hitler. Hitler. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Absolutely.
For that. Love you. Reese's and popcorn?
I like the Reese's sticks.
Bob, will you give me one of these? Daniel Van Kirk in with us. His Mornings with Matt and Bob. We're powered by Chuy. Of course, Daniel Van Kirk, incredible comic. He's got his brand new. In fact, your debut. It's your first.
It's my first special. Second album, first special. It's my second hour, but it's my first special.
Somebody in the lot.
And you can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really like I mean, I love the fact that people are able to take over their own
Daniel
careers
Van Kirk comedy
in a way that they didn't used to be able to.
Wednesday night.
You shot the special and you said, I'm going to shoot the special all my own. I'm not going to give anybody a part of it.
Yeah.
They would try to throw a little money at you. And you said, I don't need it. I would rather people just see this. Because sometimes you get this stuff locked up. You don't know when it's going to come out. You're kind of now you can't put out you can't go into your new material because you have to still work your old material. It's weird.
It was really the pandemic, man. I started my own production company called Hub City Productions. And I found myself being my own engineer and my own everything because we just had to do it ourselves out of our house. And I have a person who's my partner in my production company. Her name's Lissa Rubin, and she coordinated everything. She's the director and the editor of the special. We really did this together in-house, and it's an hour that I absolutely love. I started building that hour at Cap City the second weekend in March 2020, and there are still huge chunks of that stuff I started here that are in the hour. My closer, I started doing at Cap City in March of 2020, and I held on to it, and I get to do it. So it's Wednesday night, 8:30 p.m. I'll be in the comments with everybody. That's the premiere. Then after that, it'll be live. You can like it, share it.
Let's break the internet
Daniel
on
Van Kirk
Wednesday
Comedy
night.
on YouTube, and you guys had the best fans. I've gotten to know people from doing the show from the first time, from the time I did it at Moon Tower with you guys at the live one, and it was worth it. It was an honor to drive down here and get to hang with you guys.
We want to apologize to listeners, too. Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be on the show today, but Daniel has been going a little long, so we're going to have to bump. We're going to bump.
I've never had that happen before.
We're going to bump Mark Wahlberg, and he'll be on, I guess, the next time he's back in the city. What is True Fruit that you guys won't stop talking about?
Have you not had it?
I don't even know what you're
Chuy,
talking
you haven't
about.
had it? You tried to have it.
I can't get them because every time I go to H-E-B or Walmart, they're out.
What are you
number
talking
one
about?
top tier dessert you could have
It's
in
in
your
the
life
frozen
right now.
food
It's a
section.
dessert?
First of all, no free ads, but we will say it because we love it. True Fruit with a little like Uma plot or whatever over the. It's FRU.
Oh, I've got the Trader Joe.
No.
Trader Joe's.
You want
brand?
It's a blue bag.
I know.
Target, Walmart, HEB has
What
the
is
milk
it?
chocolate. It's not flash fried. Do not get the. You only want it in the frozen section.
Right.
They do cherries, fine.
frozen.
Blueberries, pretty good.
Frozen
strawberries,
chocolate-covered fruit.
all right. You want now? That's the non-frozen. That's the non-frozen kind.
No, you
want
want
for
the-
a blue bag. It'll be a blue bag. The raspberries are top tier. The bananas are phenomenal.
You have this worked out.
Dark chocolate.
No, that is not.
I'm telling you. Are you in a marriage right now where you guys haven't slept in the same bed in a few years? Buy some True Fruit. Bring that home for your partner, and they will.
You don't
You're
read
gonna watch
as a
all
guy who
the
eats
episodes
this
of
much
House
crap
Hunters.
food because you're in pretty good shape.
But I mean, it's just fruit and dark chocolate.
Are you sure that's all it is?
I don't want to be sure. Oh, Reese's does a frozen banana slice. I'd give that.
These are what I was talking of. These are the ones that I can't
I'd
find.
give that a twirl. No,
Yeah.
I'm talking True Fruit.
But Hershey's is getting in the game.
Everybody's getting in the game.
TRW.
Trader Joe's been in the game.
You guys, just trust me with your life when you get this. TRW, FRW. Get some raspberries. Get banana. After that, everything's all right. But them raspberries, top tier. Don't go milk choc. You deserve dark chocolate in your life.
Yeah, you do. Everybody deserves a little dark chocolate.
I'm not saying don't go 82%. You don't got to bitter yourself to death. But go a little 74, a little 74
True
cacao.
food.
So
good for you too, right?
I think that's what they're trying to convince you is that this is good for you because you go, oh, it's fruit.
Nothing in the frozen food aisle.
Is it whole fruit or is it processed fruit that's frozen in
90
there?
calories for like 4 to 5 pieces.
And you know what's a good
That's the serving size.
Shut up. Nobody has ever eaten a quote-unquote serving size. If a bag gets opened, I'm eating everything that's in that bag.
Especially
when I sit down.
it's going to melt.
16 of them, and I'm only dropping 270 calories. That's a good little dessert. They're good, man.
5 minutes in the gym, you got that cut.
Pro tip, you're going to get weird fingers by going in and out of that bag.
Yeah, I bet.
I go chopsticks. Pull them out like that. Yeah. Same way I eat Cheetos. You guys never gone chopsticks on Cheetos? Chopsticks on Cheetos is my third album, by the way. Chopsticks on Cheetos.
I like that.
This one's called Rose Gold.
You're getting your 1 gram of protein in there.
Yeah.
You got.
Hey man,
you're getting fiber.
You have to eat them one at a time, though. I don't.
Yeah, you can have this mic. You can have the mic.
Who's this?
What are you guys doing?
Oh my
God! What are you guys doing? You're not gonna let me come in here and talk to you? You guys not gonna let me come in here and talk to you?
Well, we were having a blast with a buddy of ours, and we didn't really have time before we ran out of time.
That dude who looked like he was January 6th, I kicked him out of here. Now I'm in here.
Okay.
Yeah, we were trying to reschedule you. I guess you did.
I haven't been bumped since 1992, and that was Danny DeVito at the Jumanji premiere. And you know what I did? I bumped him right back.
It wasn't a mean.
3 inches taller.
It wasn't a mean thing. It was just that
you guys don't have time for me.
Well,
a friend of ours about your New Year's resolutions. How you guys doing? You doing good?
We're doing well.
Not as good as you. I mean, we thought this was the time of morning you were in the gym.
I got up
your
at 2:30 this morning. I've run 2 5Ks.
Going to church.
Today. I've run 2 5Ks today. I was going to say I ate a protein waffle. I watched Donnie eat a protein waffle, which counts as protein for me. I get my protein in other ways. Powder only, no liquid.
Okay.
Now, did you guys make New Year's resolutions for yourself?
We made some New Year's resolutions this year.
That's what I'm here to talk to you about.
What do you have? We want to be
First
better
of all,
people.
Why are we doing the show sitting down? Stand up.
Okay.
Right. Get up.
Oh, wait a minute.
Look at that. You haven't used those hamstrings in 6 years, I can tell. That's a little bit of quad exercise. We should get treadmills in here for you guys. Whole show.
The whole show is treadmill?
Yes.
While we're doing the show?
At a sprint.
Wow. So we are looking to better ourselves this year. And you're thinking part of that is just you working on our physicality.
What time do you guys get out of here today? What time does the show go to?
We'll by the time we're done with meetings and stuff like that, it'll probably be about a little after 11.
What time do you get off the air?
We'll get off the air at around 10 today, something like that.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
So we could run 2 miles between now and the end of the show.
Yeah. Oh, you do a 4-minute mile?
Of course I do a 4-minute mile. I do a 4-minute mile when I'm yawning. I'm a little bit disappointed in you guys.
Don't be disappointed in
You make these resolutions. We're halfway through the year. On my time, we're halfway through the year.
I'm addicted to food, Mr. Wahlberg.
That's fine.
I can't
That's
stop
fine.
eating.
You could be addicted to food. Do you know how many calories a day that guy with the long arms who swam and got all those gold medals?
How many?
Mike? Mike
Phelps.
I don't know. I don't know his name. All I know is he won't stop writing me letters. He ate like 8,000 calories a day. You can do that too.
Okay.
But you got to work out.
That's the hard part.
You can eat anything you want if you're willing to run.
The only time I lost my appetite, I wasn't a big fan of Wahlburgers when I went there, Mr. Wahlberg.
Are you trying to pick a fight? You're going to...
I'm just saying.
Is that how you're going to get your cardio in today? You want me to punch you into better shape?
They weren't my flavor style. Maybe I didn't have an appreciation for.
What's wrong with you? What do you like to eat? What's your number one favorite food?
I honestly love Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is we're in Texas, so.
Okay, that's a genre of food. What do you like to eat?
All right, tacos.
Okay, that's fine.
Breakfast specifically.
Here's what you do. Say you want to get, what do you like, a chicken taco?
Love a chicken taco.
Okay, great. Just do the chicken part. Stop. You can still have it. Stop with all the other. You don't need the crema. You putting crema on your tacos?
Yeah, I love crema.
You like a little coleslaw, like a little shredded on there?
I need texture.
Okay, fine. Do all this without the tortilla, and guess what? You're having a salad. Is that so hard?
That's literally Bob goes places. We sit down with him, and he'll order a breakfast
actually
taco.
doing all right.
And they'll say to
you.
Bob, "Do you want flour or corn tortilla?" And for some reason, this guy takes
You know what
the
you should
time.
say? Air. I want air tortilla. All three of you need to be eating like the kids in Hook.
I have a question for you. Your routine, it's hard to follow, but is it cold plunge before Mass or after Mass?
So I did one of those Alaskan cruises. I heard you guys talking about that earlier. I swam the whole time.
Right alongside the ship?
When the boat stopped, that's when I got on the boat. When the boat started moving, I swam. That's a cold plunge.
Damn.
So what I do, I get up at 2:30 in the morning. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get up at 2:30 in the morning. I run a 5K. I come back into my house. I do boxing with Peter Berg. Do you guys know Peter Berg?
Yeah, of course.
You do. We produce Ballers together. I do boxing with Peter Berg. I do that until about 3:30 in the morning. Around that time, 3:30 in the morning, I prank Donnie because he lives above the garage. He's doing it Mike Seaver style from Growing Pains. Then, after I prank Donnie, around that time, it's about 4:15, 4:20. Another 5K. Wow. Then I work out again. Then cold plunge, and I do a cold plunge from 5 a.m. till 7 a.m. You're gonna get hypothermia, but if you can battle through the hypothermia, you'll be thinner than you've ever been in your life.
When do you have time to make movies?
They're just rolling all the time. I didn't even know we shot Transformers. I thought I was just working on an old truck.
How did you miss out on Roadhouse, Mr. Wahlberg? It seemed like that would be right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, here was my thing, and this is the same role I had for Lone Survivor. I told them I'll do Roadhouse, no fake punches. Oh, they wouldn't let me do it. Unlike Lone Survivor, real bullets. We shot those kids. Now look, Terminator style. We shot them all in the leg. We shot them all in the legs and the arms, so they were fine. Okay? Right, they were fine.
Simple recovery.
Of course. You can walk off that.
Yeah.
You can walk off that, no problem. So they said, we're going to do Roadhouse, and I was like, who's going to be the number one villain? And they said some guy named Connie.
Yeah.
Connie McGregor.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. Right. But they said it was going to be him, and I go, can I do real punches? And they said, you can't do real punches. And I said, who are you going to get if you don't get me? And they said they were going to get the sad kid from Donnie Darko.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? Let the sad kid from Donnie Darko. And because I let the sad kid from Donnie Darko have that movie, that counts as a Make-A-Wish. Technically, I did a Make-A-Wish for that kid.
But you understand how the common man we can't possibly do your schedule.
You can do my schedule. No. You just can't live my life.
Okay.
You can get up at 2:30 in the morning. Get up at 2:30 in the morning. Walk around. Throw rocks at your neighbors' houses.
I just feel like I'd be tired all the time.
You wouldn't be tired. You'd be invigorated. You'd take more naps. You'd eat better food. You'd eat less food because you're tired all the time. Do you see how this works?
I guess I'm starting to see your logic there.
That's great. But you'll never be me. Here's the rule. There's me, and then everybody else is a background actor. And that goes for The Rock, too.
Whoa.
You can't do everything 3 in the morning. You got to mow your lawn. What are the neighbors going to do?
You know what? You start mowing your lawn at 3:30 in the morning. Somebody comes out to fight you. You fight them for 10 minutes. That's cardio.
Do you have beef with The Rock?
Create scenario. I don't have beef with The Rock. Here's the deal. I eat beef. I don't like The Rock. I let him be in Pain and Gain with me.
Right.
Oh, my God. They gave him like 2 lines. I was like, that's enough. Just stand here and walk around, Scorpion King. That's all I call him every time I see him.
Now, he seems calm, but did you butt heads on the set or anything?
Let me put it this way. He had a beef with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel won that beef. You think he's going to win a beef with me? No. Here's the deal. I've been through so much with Donnie and his wife, that girl from Singled Out.
Right.
What's her name? Jennifer?
Your sister-in-law.
They can't, for now. I'm joking. I wish them nothing but the best. But if I can handle those two, I can handle anything that Gravel wants to throw at me.
Okay.
That's what I call him. If I don't call him Scorpion King, I call him Gravel.
Because that's got to get under his skin a little bit.
Oh, my God. He hates it so bad.
Yeah.
He hates it so bad.
He really do.
What about you guys? We're going to get you on a workout routine?
I do want one of those cold plunge machines, but can I do it at home without the tub? Can I do it in my bathtub?
You can do it in a bathtub if you want. You just got to get a whole bunch of ice.
Uh-huh.
You take the ice, fill it up, get that all the way up. Then A lot of people don't do this. Take 1 pint of chili powder, pour the chili powder in it, let that get itself into your orifices. That'll wake you up too. A lot of people too say, why don't you just get on like a Peloton? If I see a Peloton, the only thing I'm doing with it is benching it. I'll bench a Peloton. You want to get in shape with a Peloton? Bench it. Why would you want to be like the 4th woman from Sex and the City who died or whatever? Mr. Small Time, he died on a Peloton, right?
Yeah. I feel bad that we had to quote unquote bump you.
No, that's why I came in here and took over. I'm not getting bumped.
Well, we should have probably.
You don't have time for me. I don't have time for you.
But you made time for yourself.
This is my time.
Are you teaching us a lesson there by just coming in and creating your own destiny?
You got to take what you want in life, guys. You got to take what you want in life.
The last thing I want to talk to you about as far as
the roller coaster with Reese. It was wonderful. We did it twice off screen. Is that what you're going to ask me? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Fear. It's me and the guy who solves crimes in Las Vegas before he became a cop. And then Reese Witherspoon. The whole movie was just on a roller coaster. I don't know how.
That was a great film.
Oh, my God.
It was a great film.
You see that Corvair I drove around?
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
That was one of the questions I went. But also, Bob is a wayward Catholic. He's fallen away from the church. And
What?
I'm wondering if there's a way that
I
you
don't
could
play for that team anymore.
He says he doesn't play
sir.
for that team anymore because they questioned his marriage. They questioned the legitimacy of his marriage.
Why's that?
It's just the way it is. They say if you're not married under the church, you can't take communion. And what's the point of going if I can't eat?
Okay, first of all, you don't want to take communion. There's 7 calories in every one of those wafers. Okay?
How much in the big one the priest has?
Oh, my gosh.
He's got that mega wafer.
When I take Johnny to church, he still steals those big wafers.
Does he?
And I'm like, fine, but here's the deal. That counts as a meal. That counts as one of your meals today, Dawn. Okay? Those little wafers are so bad for you.
Yeah.
And did you know in the little wine they gave you, 2 grams of sugar in every single one of those? That adds up. That adds up.
Over time.
Here's the deal. You might have given up on the church, but the church hasn't given up on you because we need your money. So
you got it.
We want you to come back. We want you to come back and just give us money, Bob. Just give us money.
I already gave you a bunch for the annulment.
Okay, that's fine.
Mr. Wahlberg, do you have any plans? Do you have any plans this Wednesday at 8:30?
Here's what I'm going to do. Okay.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. I'm gonna get in front of both my. I run on 2 treadmills at once. There's one for each leg.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get on my 2 treadmills at 8:30 p.m. Rochelle, Illinois time. That's Central Time. And I'm gonna watch Daniel Van Kirk's comedy special. Daniel Van Kirk comedy is where you can find it.
His brand new comedy special is called Rose Gold.
I walked into that room. Those people melted when they saw me.
Oh, I bet they did.
I walked into the clap room. Oh my gosh.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
I bet they did. Well, it's not every day you get to see a big Hollywood star.
7 people had a full release when I walked into that room.
Well, you know what? Well, I know that Daniel Van Kirk is going to be in the comments during the premiere of his comedy
That's
special.
true.
Will you join us in the comments as well?
I'll be in there as well, answering any carb-related questions people have. I'll tell you this: you might be a sinner,
right?
But you're forgiven if you give up carbohydrates. That's the real sin in life.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, Bob. We love you. We care about you.
Thank you, Mr. Wahlberg.
Hey. Thank you very much, Mr. Wahlberg. Will you do me a favor?
You guys are welcome.
If you see Daniel Van Kirk on your way out, will you tell him we said thank you for him being in here this morning?
He loves you guys.
And we'll do a proper interview with you later. This is just
I'll interview you.
If you want to know how to follow Daniel Van Kirk, we'll, of course, have links up on our Instagram right after the show. And
I got my mic back. Thanks, guys.
If you want to get some Kathy Griffin tickets, we'll get you into those in about 30 seconds. We've got 3 pair, and that's part of Moon Tower. Hey, Daniel Van Kirk, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
That was a hell of a morning
I
with
love you all.
DBK.
I love hanging out with you.
Thanks for coming and spending time with us, man. That was a fantastic morning.
Yeah,
great
you're
morning.
the best.
Great morning.
You made it easy.
Anytime you let me, I'll be
Sorry,
here.
we got to run out. We actually ran even a little long. I would love to sit and hang out with you for another hour, but
we'll do it
that's
again.
not the way that works. Anytime you're in town, dude, open door policy.
Thanks,
open door policy. Grab an Uber. Hitler will bring you in.